Good afternoon and welcome to the Tower of Saragosa, our weekly live play role-playing session. I am aware you probably don't see it weekly because we upload it in batches generally, but we play it weekly. So, thank you for joining us. This is the Tower of Saragosa. I'm your Games Master, Bryan F. Irving. The rule system we'll be using today is Fantasy Age by Green Ronin Publishing. The maps are created by myself using Campaign Cartographer 3 Plus from Pro Fantasy Software. The music is primarily by Tabletop Audio, but you will be hearing some by the DH9 radio production unit as well. The scenario is written by myself, and the cast today, I'll just open their microphones. The cast today, starting in reverse order, we have Louise Morris as Mog of the Bright Eye Clan.
Hello.
We have Patrick Heaviside as Gora Clovenhelm.
Hello.
We have Sean McGuile as Kellen of Highgate.
Hello.
And the cast will also be playing Adrienne. We have two NPCs with them in addition to that. Two NPC followers, Baden Mao and Sister Erin. And they'll be variously played by myself and members of the cast as required. As I mentioned, I'm Bryan F. Irving from Gethsemane Games and DH9 Radio, hence being able to draft DH9 Radio's production unit into doing some of the music for us. Just to get you up to date, the story so far, the party have been searching for all the sites connected to an ancient wizard believed to have been a necromancer called Saragosa. They've travelled round the country, visiting sites that belong that were part of his story, part of his mythology and life. Having first visited the tomb in which he was laid to rest, they then visited a cave in which he spent some time in exile, then the manor house where he was originally a noble, and now they've tracked down the long thought lost and ruined tower in which he ended his days, where they encountered descendants and a thriving group of wizards, including both the descendant and her partner, and indeed 4 apprentice wizards. Having spent some time talking to them over a meal and been invited to stay the night, even being allowed to use the library, the party then retired, and that's where things went horribly wrong. As Gora attempted to leave the guest suite to head back excuse me, to the library for a little more late-night study, she discovered they'd been locked in, and moments later the suits of armour in the hall of the guest wing animated and are about to attack. At that very moment, Sister Erin burst out of the guest burst out of the guest servants' quarters screaming about a killer carpet that was chasing her, and we rejoin the party just as all hell is breaking loose. Welcome to the Tower of Saragosa. So guys, just going to drag you over to the correct page now, which I think is Tower Level 2. Excuse me, I do apologise about this cough. It came on about an hour ago, just a sort of tickly cough I'm struggling to get rid of. I've taken something for it, so hopefully that'll kick in during the course of the game. Okay, so we're over on page 2. I'm just going to zoom in on where the action is. And can I just get clarification from all the players that they can see, please?
Yep.
Yep?
Yep.
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 Excellent.
Oh, could I just ask, can someone else possibly do Adrian's sheet today? Because I've got a little bit of brain fog from the heat.
Yeah, I'm struggling a
too,
bit with
yeah.
that as well. You okay to do that then, Patrick?
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. You've got quite a bit of experience playing mages, so it seems like a sensible option.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, since we're dropping you directly into the action, could I get initiative rolls for your main characters, please? Don't worry about the NPCs except for Adrienne, as they've already been rolled.
I can't actually see as far as I could last week.
That's because last week I think the daylight setting was still on, and I changed it, realizing that it's actually the middle of the night now.
So even with dwarven night vision, that's still reduced.
Your dwarven night vision should give you a visual range of 20 meters. So just give me a second, and if you're saying that it's not that, I will just go and check. Dynamic
sure.
lighting settings, night vision 20 meters. Yep.
Yeah.
20 meters
Yeah,
set
but
to
you
nocturnal. So I'm just going to set
I
it.
can see 14, 15 meters.
Close enough.
Apparently, my token isn't a valid one to add to the tracker.
That's interesting.
At 20 meters. Sorry.
I've never had this message before, which was, you wanted to send the result of this roll to the turn tracker, but no valid token was selected! !
Okay, I've only ever had that come up when I didn't have any token at all selected. So you sure you were actually on the token?
And I was.
That sounded a lot more patronising than I meant it to be. I do apologise.
I was, but there have been times when I haven't been, and I've definitely not had that message
Oh,
before.
right, okay. Oh, well, there
That
you
was
go.
weird.
It's okay, I've added you manually. What did you roll for your initiative?
13.
13. Return. Anybody else have any trouble with the initiative tracker before we start? Nope. Excellent. Good.
I don't have a number in my initiative box on my sheet.
Nobody has a number on their initiative box on the sheet. One of the
I did
recent
previously, I'm pretty certain. Oh, sorry. Right, go on. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, we have had this conversation when it first happened. I think Sean pointed it out that one of the updates has hidden the number on the character sheet, so the program can see it, but you can't. So click initiative; it will add it. But due to some quirk of the update, the computer can see it and the human eye can't at the moment. We're not really that sure why. Okay, and did you do it?
Question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Gora's not on the turn tracker.
Gora is not.
I did click my token and I did click initiative.
You're quite right. Gora doesn't appear to be appearing. That was bad English. So I'll add Gora's turn. And Patrick, what did you roll for Gora?
9.
9. And
somebody needs to do Adrienne as well.
Yeah, if you could roll Adrienne.
I'm on it.
Okay.
I was just making sure that the missing number was correct.
Yep. That hasn't added either, so it looks like there might be a bit of an issue with the turn tracker auto adding rolls at the moment, but not to worry. I will just.
I told you I'd click.
You did. You are vindicated. So then, let me just reorder that again now that everybody's definitely in.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Why am I in this 13?
You shouldn't be in this 13.
No.
Just have a look.
Should be in this 9.
Adrienne's in 13.
Apparently I can. Looks like I can alter it.
Interesting, because you shouldn't be able to.
That's weird.
Yeah, you can. Right, so that's 9, 13. Adrienne should actually be, so she's rolled a total of 9. She's added 4. Does she have initiative as a focus?
No.
No, okay. It's hard because you don't have the focus showing, which is the problem.
Yeah.
Can you see what I've altered Gora's initiative to?
Yes, 20.
Oh, that's bad. I should not be able to do that.
No, you shouldn't.
Welcome to what strange quirks we have from Roll20 this week.
Okay, so shall we begin? So, first to go will be Kellen and Sister Erin. So let's start with Kellen.
Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to...
Surrender already, right? Okay. I was wrong, wasn't I? That's definitely not it.
Did what Gora shouted at the end of the last session happen before combat started, or will I have to wait until my initiative turn?
What did you shout?
Kellen, order them to stop.
Yes, I'll say that happened beforehand. So, Kellen to go. What would you like to do?
Right, well, as a minor action, I'll order them to stop.
Okay, so
Stand down.
all the suits of armor turn to look at you. Doesn't look like they're going to stop, though.
Right, okay. So the one that's across from me, I'm just going to move up and attack it then.
Okie dokie.
Nope.
You move up into combat range with that suit of armor and engage. Go ahead and make a roll. Actually, that one's not going to turn to look at you because it would have to turn its back on two opponents to do so. However, you've probably just saved Sister Erin's life because the one that would have attacked her has now turned to see who the hell this is shouting at it. Okay, so 16, that's almost certainly a hit. Let me just take a quick look at my master handout, which I will pop out so it's not in the way of the viewers at home. And on the master handout, if I pan down to NPCs and monsters, haunted suits of mail, this will pop out in front of everybody's eyes, but that's fine. 16-year-old. Oh, yes, that's easily a defense against the 11.
Defense against the 11. A hit against the 11, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, I've
roll
just
for
realised
damage
I've
then.
got it attached to the token, so I didn't really need to look, but never mind. And 11 points of damage. Okay, so you clang heavily your sword against the side of this suit of armour. It shrugs it off. Almost shrugs it off. It actually gets a little bit of damage through, and I've just
bit of a
realised
dent.
that's actually 1 point out. There we go, that's corrected that. Okay, yeah, a little bit of a dent, essentially. So, like, this is probably, of all the creatures you can recall fighting, this is probably the first one to have had, for your attack, to have had so little effect on it. So, touch on Nervin. These appear to be more powerful than the haunted suits of mail you fought in the manor house. Almost as if whoever created them has become more powerful, learned a little bit more about how to do it. Okay, Sister Erin, realising that the creature that was in front of her has turned away to see who was shouting, realises that gives her a split second to try and escape, because otherwise she's going to be caught between that and the smothering rug coming up behind her. So she zips out past it, slides on her knees underneath its reach of its weapon, and winds up skidding to a halt over by Gora, which puts her next to the second set of armour. So she will then squeeze past behind Gora and Iria. Because obviously, as a scribe, not exactly renowned for her combat abilities. That's Sister Erin done, other than a little bit of shaking nervously. So Mog of the Bright-Eyed Clan, who's currently on her knees with that lockpicks in her hand, and the rest of them spread out in front of her because she was about to stop picking the lock when the suit of armour animated. What would she like to do?
I'm gonna continue trying to pick this lock to give us an escape. Actually, despite the fact that this blooming suit of armor is obviously going to attack me because they always do.
Yeah, probably.
Well, at least it can't bite you.
At least it can't bite you. Yeah.
That's true.
So, given that you are... This is a lock that, under ideal circumstances, you would definitely be able to pick, so I might not necessarily ask for a roll. However, being attacked by the enemy is not ideal circumstances.
No.
So we will make a roll every turn until all enemies are destroyed, in which case we'll say, after a moment or two you get through if you haven't done beforehand. So make a roll, see if you manage to get through in the 15 seconds or so that constitute combat turn 1. Yep. Okay, so that was fairly quick. I'm just going to hit up open locked door, and you should now have an open door in front of you, but it looks like you don't.
I don't.
Okay, so I'm now going to hit up open unlocked door and see if that works.
Do you need me to kick it down?
No, I'm going to have to do this manually. This happens every fucking week. So much for door knocker. And of course, it's not letting me. I had to move a section of the wall in the forlorn hope that would allow me to actually click on the friggin' door, but no.
I could like see slightly further in a weird red. But
the red is your night
vision. A little bit of a sort of buzz of excitement there as soon as you said forlorn. I thought we were going to get a reference to the forlorn temple.
Ah, right. Yeah.
Was that a forlorn hope that you had, though? For that
Yes,
then?
it was.
There you go. I've stood you in the door so that you can
Hey!
see through it. It's the only option I seem to have because the door won't open for love nor money. We've
I'm
had
now
that trouble
stuck
with
with
that
it.
door before. You're now stuck, right? Okay.
I'm like stuck on the door.
Okay, I'll move you back and I'll have another go. I fucking hate this. So
I
that's.
could see the room though, so that
I'll
was
tell you
good.
what I'm going to do actually. Is no, I can't click on the door at all. It won't let me, so I can't do that. So I'm stuck with desperately trying to get the unlocked door to work, and it fucking won't. Okay, so it will be Adrienne next. You'll be deciding what Adrienne's
Hands
doing
of
whilst
Fate.
I'm trying to check and see if the
Roll.
see if the API scripts have jammed again. You'll have to tell me your rules because I have to log out of the main game to do that.
Hounds of Fate, that worked.
Okay,
Yep.
and what did you get in the Hands of Fate pool?
That would be 6.
Okay, excellent.
Rolled a
So
5.
add 6 points to the Hands of Fate pool. Let me just check the API scripts are working. Yes, according to this, they are. I'm going to restart them anyway.
Yeah, you know the discussion we were having earlier about barking dogs?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a barking dog in the street now outside.
Okay,
Ironic.
door knock is definitely installed. The scripts have just been restarted just in case. I'm relaunching my version of the game. Get the hell in there and let's try and open that bastard door again. So normally I
And
would
the
just
mine-
manually open it, but I cannot seem to click on it. It just won't. It won't let me select it, so I can't open it manually if I can't select it. So we're in a bit of a bind, to be honest.
You can't partial drag a rectangle across it
No,
to actually have it then grab the stuff that it just won't select.
it just won't select it at all. It'll select the wall either side, but it won't select it. So I'm going to try open locked again. That still hasn't worked, has it?
No.
Well, in the event we want to be on the other side of it, can you put our tokens there?
Yes.
Okay.
It would be
Then
nice
if I may
if
put
could-
if
Yeah,
I
go
may
ahead.
put forward a minor narrative point,
Mm-hmm.
it's a magical door. When you step onto the other side of it, you vanish. We can't see you.
I think we're going to have to go with that, yes, because even moving the walls out of the way, it still just
Yeah.
won't. As you'll see
See
on
through
the
the wall.
recording. I'm moving the wall either side so that you can get through if need be, but there's literally no way of selecting that fucking door.
It's now a plot hook. Your imagination can go wild.
Now a pain in the arse is what it is. Right, sorry. Okay, Baden to go. It seems to happen whenever I use
Hang on,
the ultra thin option. Yes, go ahead. Did Adrian have a second?
As a minor action, may Adrienne pass the staff to Gora?
Yes, she can.
Thank you.
So Adrienne passes her mage staff to Gora, or what was originally Gora's mage staff. Actually, it was originally Saragosa's mage staff.
Yes.
But you know what I mean. And Gora grabs it gleefully and thankfully as Baden, who I haven't spotted yet.
Behind me.
Yes, he's behind you. He's going to have to squeeze out of that door, and he's going to kind of look around a bit, and he'll yell a warning that there are other suits of armor coming up the corridor. So, your squire is going to take up a defensive stance and prepare himself to fight off these other suits of armor as they come up on your flank. He will hold his major action, and the first suit of armor that comes up from the south will get hit. Or will get attacked, it might not get hit.
Yeah, he's not that good in combat.
He's not great because he's only a squire. Yeah. Oh, look. And it is a suit of magical armor coming up from the south that's next. Clunk, 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 clunk. Right.
Bloody southerners.
Clanking around here, I don't know.
Yeah.
Coming up here, punching our squires.
It's going to... Oh, I don't seem to have a weapon listed for him. Okay. So, what spare weapons do you have in your kit that you don't normally carry yourself? And I'll see he's grabbed one of those.
Longsword
Longsword. Right you are.
and shield.
Longsword and shield. Longsword. Boff. So his fighting, bloody hell, he's not very good, is he?
He's got virtually no stats for
Yeah.
some reason.
That would be because he is not actually a full character. He is a follower. He could probably do with padding a little more than that, however. So, longsword. 2d6. Plus strength. 0. I'm going to give him 1 on strength, I think. Okay, so 2d6 plus 1. Actually, I'm going to make that 3 because I feel as a squire he's likely to have the long sword's focus. And we're going to roll an attack. And I should have aimed really, so I'll give him plus 1 on whatever I just rolled there. So that's a hit.
Did he not make a minor action to move out of the room though?
He did. It's still a hit. 11 or better he would have needed. 7 points of damage, so there's a ringing sound as he slams your spare longsword against this suit of armour to absolutely no effect whatsoever. So the suit of armour, since it is technically its go now, is going to retaliate by striking back. Let's just see if it hits. Where's the... I'm going to have to open the suit of armour again by the look of it.
Got a tin opener.
And I seem to have unpopped that out, but never mind.
We are going to want to open these things up and see if there's a clue inside.
Because there was in the manor house.
Exactly.
Okay, so Baden's definitely getting hit then. And for 12 points of damage, that puts him in a less than stellar position. Just shift that over there. So Baden's wounded. And we will press on to the next suit of armour, which is suit of armour 9. Which I thought is the other one to the south, which it is. So it's now advancing up on him as well. He's got no chance of holding off 2 of these. None whatsoever. Correct. So, haunted suit of mail. Attack. That's a hit. With 2 points of stun, so it's going to skirmish him back into the room as well. Okay, so he's taking 20 points of damage and being skirmished back through that door. Bleeding heavily, he staggers backwards, grasping his wounds.
Would he not be wearing sort of padded armour at all?
No, he was shirtless.
He was getting ready for bed.
He was getting ready for bed. He was literally shirtless when you guys arrived. Yes. In the servants' quarters with Sister Erin shirtless and polishing his weapon, is how he described it.
Baden, what have you been up to? I've been up to Sister Erin.
He was feeling a bit stiff, was he?
So it's Gora to go.
Right. From where I am right now, can I reach that suit of armour with my hand to make a touch attack?
Yes, you can.
All right, so I wouldn't need to use the staff to sort of extend my reach.
No, you wouldn't.
Okay, good to know. First thing I'm going to cast is Arcane Shield.
Okay, go for it.
Am I allowed to... is speaking a minor action or is it in addition to?
I usually make speaking a free action unless you're going to launch into an entire address to the...
I think the rules have something about what could you say in 10 seconds, 10 words.
Baden, bring the axe.
Okay. You yell for Baden to bring the axe. We'll see if he's going to be able to do that when it gets round to him. And you are casting Arcane Shield, so you summon the power of your deity, Palor, who appears to respond, and an Arcane Shield appears about you. Is it you?
Okay, now Bryan.
Yeah.
I don't believe it can be cast on a target. I think it has to be cast on self.
Right, okay.
If it can be cast on a target, I very much want to know about it.
If it doesn't mention it in the spell description, then no, it can't.
Yeah. Okay, that makes my defense 18.
Okay, Right, that's going to make you a touch tricky to hit.
Yes, indeed.
So these things probably will just have to beat up on Mog then.
Yeah.
Well, that was only my minor action.
That's a minor action, okay.
That's
go
a
ahead.
minor action
Yeah.
for Arcane Shield. For my next trick, reaching across
I don't know
to
how this works.
suspend enchantment on the suit of armor.
Ah, right, okay. Go ahead and cast. Okay, you scored 20. You've cast. What's the saving throw against that, please?
Right, 2 seconds. I do have it straight in front of me here.
I imagine it's going to be the opposing caster's thingy thing.
Right, you can manipulate mystic energies to suppress both positive and negative effects of an enchanted item. With a touch and a successful casting roll, you temporarily suspend any enchantments on a common magic item, rendering it mundane and unusable for the remainder of the encounter. After the suspend enchantment ends, the item regains its normal properties. I can't see any counter to it.
Right,
It's on the stat block at the top. You're reading out the actual flavour text.
Oh, right. Requirements. Enchantment Arcana. Spell type Utility. MP5. Casting time Major. Target number 13. Because items don't get to roll for themselves, I suppose.
I would have imagined the caster's power would have been the resisting thing, but if it doesn't seem to have an option...
It doesn't have that there, but I would say this is an unusual application of the spell. So if you want to make such a ruling...
It's pretty normal. Sean, what were you going to say?
It does say a TN 17 is for rare items. You've got to beat that TN of 17 at the bottom of the spell description.
Right, okay. Well, this isn't a rare item, it's an uncommon item. So the target number would have been 15, which you've passed. Yes. So it looks very much like you've deanimated this suit of armour then, if it doesn't have a saving throw.
Fantastic.
Let me just make a very quick check. Which book is this from? I imagine it's from the companion.
It's on page 49.
Okay.
Well, it's on by PDF. It's page 49. It might not actually be page 49, depending on what you're using.
It's
48.
48 on the strap, yeah.
So, suspend enchantment it was, wasn't it? Yeah, it
That's
doesn't
correct.
have a saving throw. Well, arse badgers.
Right.
Okay. This is going to make this fight a lot shorter than I imagined.
Yes, indeed. And for my 5 points of stunts, can I split the spell and have it affect another one?
It has a.
It needs to be within range.
It needs to be within range, and you're not, so no, you can't.
Not within range for that.
Fuck you, shorty.
It's a touch, so yeah.
That's awful.
Okay, so
you might want to reduce the cost on that because it's quite a hefty.
Oh, indeed, yes, and I've got a continual drain with Arcane Shield as well. It's let's see. That's on the same target, right? Okay, well, hang on. Right. Baden was wounded, yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Right. So for a start off, I will take Divine Sacrifice for 1.
Just a second.
Okay.
All right, I'll do it tomorrow.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Whatever. Right, sorry, go ahead.
No worries. I'll take Divine Sacrifice for 1, suffering 5 points of health damage to give him 10 in restored health.
Do you need to be able to see him to do that?
It's a divine stunt. All it says is for 1 point, you may suffer up to 5 points of health damage to grant an ally of your choice twice the amount in restored health.
Well, since it's a divine stunt, I'm going to allow it without being able to see him. So go ahead and tell me again how many points it gets back.
I take 5 damage. He gets
10.
twice that in restored health, so he gets 10.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Baden mysteriously feeling a lot better and completely unaware of why. A lot of his wounds are just, or one of his wounds is just healed up. You can hear this kind of startled yelp from where he is. Okay, so that's definitely you done now. So it is.
No. That's only one of my stunt points.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
Let's see.
Are you going to reduce the cost, or are you going to use the fourth?
I do think that's wise. Yes. So for a skillful casting, I'll take 1 off what I would have otherwise paid, which was 15, I believe.
It's not.
No. Oh no, it was only 5.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So it was 5 for that, and Arcane Shield was 2. So I need to drop 6 in total. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I'll do that now before I forget.
And you got 3 more.
Right. 3 more.
You could do an arcane blast for.
An arcane? How?
Can you not do a split spell thing type?
For 4
Oh, it's
point...
magic stunts. Yeah, you can. It's not a combat stunt. You can't attack a second target. Right. Okay. Rapid reload.
I'll tell you what. I've got what? I've used 1 for that, 2 for that. So it's 3 out of me 5. Oh, I've only got the 2 left, right? Okay, Divine Inspiration. You and all your allies gain a +2 bonus on willpower tests until the end of your next turn.
Crikey, that's not bad, is it? Okay, you all gain +2 till next turn, did you say?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You all gain +2 willpower points till your next turn, which is quite a good start. And it is the next suit of armour next. And
the
it
one
is
opposite
the
me.
one opposite you, so it's likely to be attacking you then. So, Haunted Suit of Mail attacking you. That is a 13. That's likely to be a miss, I think.
I'm just going to parry that with a shield.
Yeah, and Haunted Suit of Armour on 4. Having been distracted initially, it realises it has no need to go south because there's 3 suits of armour attacking the one man still fighting down there, so it's going to return to replace the suit of armour that's already been felled to the north. And it's going to... Go on.
Sorry, did the deactivated one fall to the ground?
No, it's just stopped. It's just...
right.
These things would be on a frame, wouldn't they?
Yes.
They would be.
Yeah.
There would be a pole in.
It looks as if it's just standing there in the position that it was in. So this other one's going to advance instead and make an attack.
So that other one has spotted the fact that that one is deactivated.
No, it's spotted the fact that there are 4 enemies to the north and 1 suit, whereas 1 enemy to the south and 3 suits.
I'm just trying to gauge what intelligence level they might have.
Well, enough to realise that enough to count to 4. Let's put it that way. So it's moving to the.
Did they comp the boots on the floor?
Yes.
1, 2.
And I'm going to add 48 to that roll to hit for back chat. 14, I think that's a miss. I know that's a miss because it's 18. You just told me earlier. Okay, so it's
I didn't mean it to be back chat. It was
no, it's not. No, that could be just.
I was asking a question.
No, it's fine. It's not back chat. That was a joke.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
So, it swings its sword as if it was aiming to hit a human, somehow not noticing that you're a dwarf, so the sword just kind of passes above your head. And we appear to be back round to the next combat round already, which we can't fucking be because
carpet.
The carpet hasn't gone
Yeah,
yet.
the carpet's not gone.
Okay, so carpet doesn't appear to have a initiative yet. So let me just open the carpet stats. Master handout. Now the killer carpet might actually try and eat somebody. So Mark, you know what's going to happen. I don't know that that's the case. It might not come for you. Let's see who it
So
spots
rather
first.
appropriately, you have to roll for the carpet.
Indeed, yeah. Yeah. It's not quite as tough as it could have been. It's not a roll of lino or anything. It's just a carpet.
Yeah, if we, I was going to say if we put some Hellmans on it, does that turn into something tasty
I
rather
know
than
the
just being
carpet
carpet?
added in properly. So let me just refocus all that lot in the order it should be. So the carpet should have gone a while ago. Let's say it was a bit startled by Sister Erin's rapid escape. So the carpet is now going to drift out of the entrance. Remember, it will get another go fairly quickly because it'll now be operating on its actual initiative. We've only doing this one late because we've just discovered
it's
that
basically
it was
the end of the round.
Yeah, that's right.
As soon as you can, Mog, make it an axe minster.
Okay, that's quite good.
It's as if it wasn't one of these carpets that Cleopatra was rolled up in.
Yeah. Well, you guys are closer than it, so it's going to attack over the top of the suits of armor. So I'll just put it there. And oh look, it does appear to have attacked Mog, doesn't it? I'm just trying to think actually whether it would go for Mog or whether it would go for. It was originally chasing Sister Erin, and she's kind of hiding behind Gora now. So I tell you what, roll a d6 for each of the 3 possible targets. Whoever scores the lowest is the person it goes for. So Mog rolls the d6. Somebody roll a d6 for Adrienne, and obviously Gora rolls a d6. Whoever gets the lowest, that's who the carpet.
First one was for me. Was for Gora. Second one's for Adrienne.
Okay, so it's attacking Adrienne then. So
I didn't think I could roll worse than the 2. I was like, make it me with a really high defense.
hold
I
my
had
mead.
visions of us all rolling 2s for a second.
I did as well, I must admit.
Rock, paper, scissors. Ah!
Okay, so we're going to make an engulf attack against Adrienne. Let's have a look. And 13, is that a hit?
Beg your pardon. I'm on it.
No problem.
No, it's not. A defense is
Nice
14.
Oh, right, okay. So she manages to... Should have charged, you see. If I'd charged, I'd have hit. Okay, so she manages to just duck out of the way as this smothering carpet comes for her. Sorry, not smothering carpet, TM. It would be a killer carpet, wouldn't it? Okay, so back on to combat round the second. And Sister Erin to go first. She's going to try and get the hell away from all these hostile beasties through the door
Door's
that Mog's
open.
just opened. Boom.
It's worked.
All right. Oh, yeah, because you've all got vision
because
through
we've all
her.
got sight. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why you've all got vision through her. However, I am just going to click on open unlocked door and see if that opens it. Don't think it did. No, it didn't.
So effectively, the door is just open and we can see through.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so it would now be Kellen of Highgate to go.
Well, it's time to hit the. What's it again?
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Right, let's just hit this thing. Same again.
Okay, so that is a hit. And 11.
And then I'll stand firm.
And then you're going to stand firm, right you are. So let me just do the damage to that one. So there's a ringing sound as your sword slams off the thing's helmet for very little effect as far as you can tell. And then you stand firm. Okay, the killer carpet is going to have another go at attempting to smother Adrienne. So let me...
Legally distinct asphyxiation floor covering.
Okay, yes, a legally distinct asphyxiation floor covering manages to engulf Adrienne. So as she's trying to dodge, it kind of whaps her with the corner and then just wraps her up quickly, picks her off the ground, and then folds her, wrapping itself tightly around her. So on combat round 1, she takes 2 points of damage.
Okay.
That is not armor piercing because it's round 1, so that's actually the physical impact. Every round now that she takes smothering damage will ignore armor because it's her inability to breathe. But that first 2 points of damage, she can apply her armor against.
Okay. She's not wearing any.
She's not wearing any. Well, I didn't need to say any of that. And it is actually Adrienne's turn to go. What would you like to try and do?
Try to get out.
That's not a bad idea, is it?
Because if she's wrapped, then she's going to be at a big minus for casting anything.
Absolutely, she is. So she can either try and force her way out with sheer strength, or she can try and wiggle her way out, which would be dexterity, which would she like to try and do?
Dexterity.
Okay. So match your dexterity against the carpet's strength might, and let's see if you get out.
Now, would Legardemain be applicable?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Dex roll it is then.
Bloody hell! Okay, yeah, move her out.
I was
Why
gonna-
not go swimming at some point and just like covered herself in lard?
goose grease.
Yeah.
And
Or something.
for my stunt points,
Yes.
all 6 of them. Does anybody want to go and take a break? I guess this would be combat stunts.
Yes, this would go. Yes, this would be combat stunts.
No?
No.
No?
You
I'm
made,
actually attacking, am I?
you've made an escape roll.
Right.
You've just done
Okay.
it with flair.
Well,
Effectively.
for
No,
the stunts then, Bryan,
it a combat stunts.
I would I would request rather than something from the sheet.
Yeah.
Can I just make it so it's kind of tied itself into a bit of a knot, and is going to have to spend some time undoing itself?
Yes. How many stunt points would you like to spend on that?
Oh, I was going to say, like, you know, for the full amount, if it like misses its next go or something.
I'm right. Okay. I'm going to say that its next major action has to be to untangle itself. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No problem. I will also say that you can reduce its initiative to 14 as well. So I will just type that in. And at the end of this combat round, remind me, and we will reorganize. Actually, it'll still wind up in the same place because in the overall thing of things. So, okay, that was Adrienne. So it is, unless she has a minor action she would like to use, it will.
No. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, carry on.
So it was a major action to get out, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know that she's got any kind of minor cast spells. There's been some new stuff added to the sheet since the last time I saw it. So, can you tell me offhand if any of those are minors that I could cast? Just taking a look through the list now.
I don't think any of them are.
So, some of them are beyond a major action. They take a full minute to cast. So. Oh, sorry. Did I change that when you were looking at it?
No. I'm just dealing with one of the several messages I've got here.
Yeah, they all look like major spells.
Yeah, they do. Okay, I think for easiness then, I'll just move out of its range, taking up a more defensive position behind the favoured target, Ep6.
Sorry, could you say that again? I was in the process of answering that unfortunately urgent
Oh, I see.
query. So I wouldn't normally deal with messages, but unfortunately that's extremely time pressured and I didn't have a choice.
Absolutely, not a problem in the slightest. Adrian's just going to move. She's going to take up a more defensive position behind Mog.
Behind Mog, right. Behind the
first
usual
target.
snack, yes.
Yes.
Behind the person who's literally going to move in the next round to make it easier to get to the rat.
Well, yes.
Did you say rats?
Axe.
Axe.
Axe. Oh, right.
Yeah.
I thought you'd seen something I hadn't. Rats?
It did sound like rats, I must admit, but it wasn't.
Sorry, if you
rats.
saw any rats, I'd stop for rats.
Yeah, of course. Okay, it is Mog to go. Just go ahead.
Right, well, I am going to spider over the top of this wall.
Yes.
Hang on, I'm trapped. My mouse just isn't working very well. This laptop needs to go in for repairs.
Ah, yeah, you did say the death of laptops has struck again.
And if Baden happens to have my axe already, I'm actually going to move slightly one square further than I should be able to, but pretend I'm in the same square as Baden.
Yeah. Okay, yes, that's fine.
Just so they don't clip together and get caught. If he's got my axe, I'll grab my axe off him.
He won't have yet, but he
Well, I'll
will,
see
he
him
will
again.
grab it for you. So, okay, so Mog kind of sticks herself to the wall next to the door, and then Spider climbs all the way over. Spider climbs all the way over, activating her spider tattoo. And down and then
dot by the sound of it.
drops it. Yeah, the echo dot's kind of going berserk today. I'm getting urgent time pressured messages from everybody. Is there anything else would like to interrupt my attempt to run a fucking game? Anything? End of the world, meteorite strike, something like that.
Bryan, we've heard all your stories. Please don't tempt fate. Please.
Yeah, good point. Okay, so Mog, you're now over by Baden, who will use his action, which is coming up now, to grab your axe out of the stores. It's a major action because it's with all the other stuff. He grabs your axe and hands it to you. So he's used his major action to unpack your axe and his minor action to put it in your hand. So you won't need to take any actions next round.
He is a really good little squire, I gotta say.
It's just as well because he's no bloody use in a fight, is he? Animated armor suit the second, advancing on Kellen's flank, so it gets +1 to hit. It's going to charge him as well. It can't actually; it was too close. It won't get a bonus, so it'll use an aim. Oh no, it can't because it had to move. Shit. Right. Okay. So it just gets +1 on its attack for closing in on an outnumbered foe. So adding 1 to this, 16. Right, you are. So it swings slightly wide and misses, and it is now Gora to go.
See, if they waited until I was unarmed and unarmored,
Yes.
then they would have had a chance.
Mm-hmm.
But such is fate.
Yeah.
Casting Suspend Enchantment on the suit of armor.
Okay, you're going to try and cast Suspend Enchantment on the suit of armor. It has occurred to me that isn't it a touch ranged spell?
It is.
Okay, so what we overlooked is the spell is not usually designed for trying to fend off stuff that can move out of the way, so technically you need to land a blow as well.
All right.
It's literally just clicked, so don't worry about it. For the first suit of armor, we'll say it wasn't paying attention to you and you were just able to grab its gauntlet and go...
Right.
This one, however, is actually attacking you, so it's going to be trying not to get hit. It doesn't know why. It doesn't know that you're going to cast a spell. It just assumes some form of attack. So you would need to land a blow as well, so make a unarmed attack, please, for me. That would be under brawling if you have that focus.
That does make a great deal of sense. Yes. Now, I have just rolled the spell. Do you want me to resolve what happens with that, or do you want me to do the brawl first?
We'll do the brawl first, because if the brawl fails, you can't cast the spell at it.
Is that under accuracy?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Right.
Yes, so you landed the blow. The spell casting attempt, however, seems to have failed.
Hands of Fate.
Hands of Fate. Okay, you're going to need, I think, 2 points. No, 1
2
point.
points.
3.
Why are you going
Total of 10. Target number of 13.
Total, yes, sorry, you're quite right. I'm looking at the wrong number again. I was looking at
Oh, really?
13 and 14, which is target number
Actually-
spell power.
Actually, because it's an uncommon item, you've got to be the TN of 15, don't you?
You do, yes.
So you're going to have to up another 2 onto that.
Ah, right. Okay.
So you'd need to use 5 points from the Hands of Fate in total, which I think is the whole pool. Or is it
Yeah.
No, it's got
no,
one left.
there
One
were
left.
6.
one left? Okay, so it steps backwards out of the way as you lunge forwards, but it kind of collides with the carpet, so you manage to grab it and cast the spell. Straight through the suit of armor, which just stops moving.
And that gives you 2 stunt points at that point.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, 2 stun points. Right. Let's see. Stunting like a good one today. Oh, also, I need to -1 for my arcane shield. I tell you what, a script that would automatically take off a point or X number every round
Would be very
would be
useful.
useful.
Yeah, I'll
be a
have a
useful
look.
feature, wouldn't it?
I'll have a look through the API scripts in case there is one.
Again, I'll make that. Oh, hang on. Is anybody injured?
Baden,
Baden's
still injured?
Oh, aye, he was close to death.
he took 20 points of damage.
Aye.
You healed half of that.
Do you know what? I do beg your pardon. I hadn't taken off the 5 points of damage from the last round. I'll do that now.
Right, yes.
And and I'll use divine sacrifice again.
Yeah.
To take a further 5 points of damage, which I'll do right now.
Right.
To give him another 10 points of healing.
So that returns him to 35.
Yep.
Do you know, I should
Which he's most
probably-
surprised at.
Which is a touch surprised at, yeah. I should probably link.
He's blessed by
Baden
Paylor
and
twice.
Yes. He's also utterly surprised because he can't see what's happening. All he can see is his wounds keep healing up mysteriously.
Is there a dashboard light in this room?
No.
He's been doubly blessed.
Yes.
He's barely 17 and he's barely dressed.
Health. There we go. There we go. Now I've linked his health. It'll make life a little bit easier for all concerned. Okay, so is that Gora done?
Let's see. Only really got a minor action left, and I don't want to leave Adrian. Stand firm prevents you from being skirmished. Is that right?
It
It
helps.
makes it a roll.
Yeah, it makes it
makes
a
it a
roll
post
instead
roll.
of an automatic.
Knockdown as well.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll stand firm.
Okay, you stand firm as the third suit of armor closes in to attack with Sir Kellen, so it now gets +2 to hit, as you're outnumbered 3-1. I say, but I think it needs like 17 or 18 or something.
Something like that.
16, so that's a miss. A narrow miss, but a miss nonetheless. So that's 3 suits of armor he's holding off at the moment. And so far, I don't think any of them have laid a sword to him. So, the first one that he attacked, is attacking him back. So, while he's fending off the one from his flank, it lunges in, trying to strike to his side. And misses. And next up is, I think that one's the one you've just destroyed, so I'll take that off. So it is Sister Erin to go next, and she's going to cower over here.
Under the table.
Under the table. Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. Let's get her under the table.
Isn't that table the Ouija board?
The Ouija board is the table, yes.
Don't hide under there, Erin.
Okay, Callan to go next.
It might be magically protected. What I'm going to do then is...
Cursed.
Could be.
I'm going to move this square.
Yeah.
And hit that suit of armor again.
Okay, so you move to your flank and strike this suit of armor. Roll to hit.
Although, having said that, though, now I'll stand where I am and I'll attempt to hit it.
Okay. You
That's
consider moving and then decide to stay put to try and keep these things bottled up. You strike at the first suit of armor. That's a hit. Go ahead and roll the damage. That's 9 points of damage. It just rings and bounces off the pauldron, doing no damage whatsoever. And next up is, I think that's the carpet. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So Adrienne has escaped, so the carpet is now going to attack the next closest enemy, or to put it another way, the only person that hasn't moved out of the way. That would be Gora. So let's make an attack from the killer carpet. This will be an engulf attack. 16. That's a miss, isn't it? Because you're 18 at the moment.
Defense is 18.
Yeah. How long does the magic shield last? Is it an entire encounter? I think it is.
As long as I keep spending magic on it.
Oh, right, okay, so you've got to keep fueling it.
Oh yeah, it's a magic point every round.
Oh, right, okay.
Yep.
So you're going to want to get this fight over as quickly as possible.
Exactly,
so you burn all your mana on it.
But I've got 20 in this staff, and there's another 20 in the book that's in the room.
Yes, that's true. So Adrienne to act next.
Okay, Puppets of Fate.
Okay, Adrienne once more calls upon fate. And let's have a roll and see if fate answers. Fate does answer. Unfortunately, the answer is fate cannot take your call at the moment. Please hang up and try again.
And even with the one left in the hands pool, that is not sufficient to get that over the line.
It's not. Nope. Okay, so that was her major action. What would you like to do as a minor action?
It's probably going to be safest away from the carpet.
Oh yes, it's definitely safest away from the carpet.
But I want to maintain line of sight with everybody.
Okay.
Could you not step across one square into the east on the doorway?
I was thinking about sort of taking up a position mid-corridor.
Right, yes.
Because then they could sort of could lend support to either the north or south parts of the battle.
Okay. Position yourself as you see fit, then.
I can't see... is the carpet really going to disengage from the target to turn around and chase somebody else?
I don't think it's likely to. So she ducks underneath the carpet, which is flapping around trying to get Gora, who's swinging a staff at it to try and fend it off. So far, Gora's successfully fending it off, and while it's distracted, Adrienne ducks underneath and runs down to the middle of the corridor so she can support either end of the fighting. And it is Mog of the Bright Eye clan, who now has her axe.
Yeah. I think it's probably a good idea for me and Baden to switch places, even though I am technically in that square that he's in as well.
Yeah.
From there, am I able to get
that one there? Yes, you would be able to. I will just physically move the two around because that's what is going to be most useful to us. So from there, you can strike that one. You can actually, in Fantasy Age, you can strike a target that is one square away from you normally, because that would be a meter, which is actually in both sports and historical fence, and that's actually our engagement range, the meter.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So whoever wrote these rules knew that, which is interesting. It's amazing how many games think you have to be toe-to-toe to hit each other. Okay, so...
It's the reach of your arm and the reach of your weapon.
That's right, yeah. You don't usually want to be toe-to-toe with somebody unless you're attempting a bind of some description, which if you're using a shield is ideal. You then press the shield against their sword arm and push it against the body whilst you whack away at their legs or head with the weapon. But anyway, I'm just showing off now. Mog, go ahead. That's a hit. That's a hit. When with 3 points of stunts, what would you like to do?
Yeah. I am going to use. Can I make a lightning attack?
Yes.
Sweet. I'll do that as well then.
Okay, so Mog lunges at this suit of armor that's trying to strike Kellen. You actually get a +1 because it's already engaged with an opponent, so that
Sweet.
14 would have been a 15. And your rain blows down on it swiftly. Roll the damage for the first one.
Quick question: does your dex exceed its dex?
Yeah, I forgot about the dex thing.
I will check because there's a good chance it will. A haunted armor's defense is shit, so I imagine its dex is. Yes, its dexterity is only 1, so you
Well, mine's 2.
do have 2 points of dex, which means you will get your
Pinpoint.
Dice.
pinpoint accuracy for being a rogue, which gives you more damage.
On the first roll.
Yeah, it's only on the first
It's
one,
only on the
isn't
first
it?
roll, that's right. 16, so that first blow down into its shoulder punctures straight through the pauldron and bites into the nothing that is inside the armor, damaging it. Don't ask.
Damage the nothing.
Damaging the nothing, yes.
Second attack.
Second
Yeah.
attack, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get past this aim action thing while my mouse is glitching out.
The
You
people
can
of the never-ending
switch-
story will be pleased.
They will, yes. You can switch the aim over to toggle in the settings, which is on the right-hand side's a little cog. If you click on that, one of the settings that will come up on the left-hand side will be toggle aim. And if you switch it to toggle, it'll work the same way Whisper does. That might be more suitable for you.
Okay.
Okay, that second blow has just barely hit, but that's a hit.
Okay, well, that'll do me.
Yep. And 12 points of damage. You get another 2 points through its armor.
Sweet.
These things are well armored.
They
are, aren't
really
they?
are. Well, they're heavy suits of plate, whereas the ones you fought the last time were lighter suits, so were easier to damage. Okay, so you have thumped into that one a couple of times, breaking open the armor on the pauldron, providing an opening. The rain blows down upon it in your righteous fury. Baden standing behind you couldn't get at anything if he wanted to, so he's going to clap and cheer. Go on, Mark, you get him. Ah, yes, you too, boss.
He ties two daggers to his feet and dances on the carpet. He's cutting a rug.
Ah.
Animated suit of armor to the south will strike against. Which one of the two is it? It's the one at the center of that square. So it's that one. It will strike at Kellen. Haunted suit of armor attack. 13. That's a miss. And Gora to go next. What would you like to do?
I will. Can you aim a brawl?
Yes. Yes.
You could aim a touch attack
Yes.
effectively.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what your aim is.
Yeah. Okay, so this +1 for aim.
Okay. This is against the killer carpet. Let me have a look.
Yeah.
Missed. Manages to snap itself back out of the way.
Would 1 fate point
Change that. Yes,
fix
it
it?
would.
Okay, so that's now a hit.
Just as it
And-
thinks it's dodging, you manage to grab one of the tassels on the corner.
Ooh, caught by the tassels.
Ouch.
Painful.
Painful.
Painful. And I'll also -1 off for my arcane shield before I forget.
Yep.
Suspend enchantment.
Okay, make a roll. Okay, this is a fail because this is a rare enchantment. So you grab the
Okay.
tassel and poof,
Bryan,
through. Yeah.
Bryan,
Mhm.
I spend my conviction point.
You spend your
Conviction point.
conviction point. Yes. Okay. Damn, you're going to make me look that up. Is that a re-roll or is that an auto success? I think that's a re-roll.
I do not know. It's the first time I've used it. So.
Let me check. It's a re-roll, so yes, get a. You can re-roll that. You take the
Right.
conviction point off; it's permanently gone, unless
Yes.
you do something to earn another one back. Obviously.
Okay.
18. That's a success. You bastard.
4 stunt points.
With 4 stun points. So, As you grab the tassel of the carpet sort of thrashes away, and you call upon the power of Palor, and the carpet just thump to the ground and becomes a inanimate carpet.
Oh, thank goodness, I don't have to tear fabric.
I'm just going to angle it slightly so it's not through a wall, because that is going to annoy my
Now,
sensibilities.
was that reroll a second cast? I.e., do I spend
No.
two lots of magic?
No, it was the same cast.
Right.
It replaces the original.
It replaces
Okay.
the original roll, yeah. So what essentially happens there is you begin to cast the spell. At first, almost nothing seems to be happening, and then your faith in Palor just kind of surges, and the god answers, and thump, the carpet just drops to the ground and lies there like a carpet. Possibly, and you're not sure about this, but possibly, because it is actually a carpet. So, do you have a minor action you would like to spend, or is that you done?
I've got 4 points of stunts to spend.
You
Yeah,
have 4 points of stunts to spend. Do go ahead and spend them.
I am burning through castings here. So skillful casting for 2, and I'll claim back one of those points that I've just spent.
Yep.
And for the remaining 2, does Baden need any further healing?
No.
No, he doesn't.
Goodly. Okay.
For a moment there, I was puzzled by what was in Adrienne's left hand, and I've just realised it's a shadow dagger.
Yeah.
Because I remember making the token, but I just couldn't remember what the hell's that black thing in our left hand. It's a shadow dagger.
Yeah. It's one of the weird magic shapes.
Yes. When you see the token sort of face on, which is one of the other options that's also saved, it's more obvious. It's like a magical puff of blackness. Okay, so
If you would allow, no, that's a bit of a goody stretch, to be honest.
well, go ahead and ask. I can always say no.
Because that was initiated with a brawl roll. Could I have a combat stunt whereby some effective, sort of magic hoo-ha goes and disarms one of the other suits of armor for 2?
No, it would have to be some to disarm an opponent. It has to be an opponent you're actually in combat with, and as you're not.
That's absolutely fair. As I said, bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
In which case, we'll go with divine inspiration. Everybody gets a +2 bonus to willpower again.
Okay, everybody gains +2 to their willpower for their round. The round. Excuse me. And this suit of armor now has the option of attacking either Kellen or Mog. I think it's going to continue to attack Kellen, because I think even these enchanted suits of armor must have noticed that they're struggling to hit it, so the more of them that are trying, the better. So he will continue to attack, which gives him +2. So a haunted suit of armor against Kellen. Oh, and he'll aim as well, which gives him +3. So that's 23.
That's a hit.
Yeah, that's a hit. So his sword rings against your armor, as it hits 3 points of damage. So by the time you reduce it by your armor, I think you've been lightly bruised. I think would probably be the.
Tis but a flesh wound.
Yeah, it's barely that really. It's just a bruising.
It's more of a that's slightly discomforting.
Yeah. So the suit of armor you initially attacked is going to do exactly the same thing. So I'll add +3 to whatever we roll here. 15, 16, 18.
Yeah, that would hit him.
That's a hit, and that's with 3 points of stunts. So I'm going to have to look up my combat stunts, because I don't see. Oh no, we do have favoured stunts. And for 3 points, he's going to set you up for an attack by the next suit of armour that would attack you, which will give that suit of armour a bonus to hit you. Setup would give it... You create an opening an ally can exploit. Pick an ally, so it'll be the next suit of armour that gets an attack on you. On their next turn, they gain +2. So, as it's ringing, the two blades are ringing against one another. Parry, riposte, parry, riposte. It manages to open your guard and thrusts forward with its blade, at the same time pushing your blade further out to the right so that its allies on the left get a better chance of hitting you. And it does 7 points of damage, which I don't think got through your armour.
No, won't get through the armor.
Yeah, so your armour holds and pushes that blade off sideways as it hits the kind of the slightly bowed shape of the breastplate. And next up, it is Sister Erin, continuing to cower under the table. Now Kellen to go.
Right. Which I'm going to move to here at this point.
Okay. Realising that their numbers are finally starting to tell, you move off to the side slightly to give your allies a chance to get in on the fight. And I presume you're also going to make an attack, so go ahead and roll. 19, that's a hit, and with 4 points of stunts.
Oh, 4 points of stunts. Right, okay, so first amount of damage is that.
12, so
and
it's 2 points through its armour.
I'll add an extra d6 to that for a mighty blow.
Okay. So, with considerable might, you bring your sword down, gripping the pommel for extra thrust. You slam into the side of the creature. You can see part of the armour buckle, and nothing escapes. -8 on its health. There you go. So you've definitely inflicted an injury this time.
Right.
That's more significant than the minor things you were doing before.
Yeah. Remaining 2 stunt points, so I'll hit it again.
That's a hit.
And
That just warded off by its armour. So
no damage
the
through.
ringing sound of your blade glancing off its bracer.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, so next up is the carpet. The carpet's gone. So next up is Adrienne. Well, the carpet's not gone, it's just a carpet now. So its action will be to lie there and look carpety. So Adrienne to go. Patrick.
Saragosa stone is carpeted.
He's actually rolled, but I can't hear him speaking.
You unmute.
I do beg your pardon. I was just having a snack and I didn't want to share it with everybody.
That's fine. That's fine. Yes. So, Hands of Fate successfully cast it with 6 points.
7.
So that's 7 goes into the Hands
Yep.
of Fate.
And you've got 6 stunt points.
And you've got 6 stunt points, and I get to add a point to the complications pool.
What? Complications pool?
Yes, I did mention when we said we were using the convictions, we'd be using complications as well.
Oh, right.
So, in case anybody's unsure how complications work, this is probably an interesting time to mention it. Every time you roll a 6 on the stunt points, every time you use a single stunt that costs 4 stunt points or more, and every time you win a fight, a point goes into the complications pool. At every 10 points, I will check to see if a complication occurs. At 10, a complication occurs if we roll a 5 or a 6 on a d6, and it's a minor complication. At 20, a minor complication occurs on a 3 or a 4, or a major complication on a 5 or a 6. And at 30, either a major complication or a minor complication will definitely happen.
So this kind of balances out our successes that you kind of get points to spend to make things happen narratively?
Narratively, yes. So complications might include things like your flintlock jams, or you get a flash in the pan, would be one possible complication. A piece of equipment breaks would be another complications. So if it was a minor complication, it would be a minor piece of equipment. If it was a major complication, it would be something more important. And also, I should point out, whenever a complication happens, no matter how minor it is, it drains all the points in the pool.
Right. Okay, that's interesting.
So if you get a minor complication occurs once you've hit 30, that complication pool resets to 0. Even though all that happened is you tripped over your own feet.
I do have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Is it possible for a divine intervention stunt to eliminate the value in the complications pool?
I'm going to rule that it is, yes, because we are talking about the power of a deity there. So I'm going to say that if you get a divine intervention stunt, you can choose to have that empty the complication pool if you would like to.
Marvellous. So for Adrian's stunts, it will be a skillful casting to reduce that by 1, and I will take a fast cast so I can try and get off puppets as well.
Brilliant, okay. So fate responds, and instantly you feel the power of fate's protective thing around you. And not only does fate respond to your hands of fate, but you also gain a puppets of fate success as well. 3 points in the puppets of fate pool. Nice.
Now for her minor action.
Yes.
And again, please do rule if she wouldn't know this.
Okay.
But the enchantment has been suspended on 3 items.
Yes, that's right.
At the end of the encounter, which is the end of combat,
yes,
those enchantments come back.
Right, yes.
We want to dismantle those things.
Okay,
so that
yes.
If the enchantment comes back, then it's like, it's an enchanted gauntlet or something.
She doesn't have the enchantment arcanum, does she?
I don't believe so, but she's been the research partner on the entire thing. So she doesn't have the focus, she doesn't have the spells on the sheet.
Okay, I'm going to say make a research roll to see if she knows that then.
Okay.
Or an arcane lore roll.
Bearing in mind, Gora only just got that spell on the way up as well. So.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yes, she knows.
Okay. In which case, she's going to head back up there and, for minor action, if you will allow it, begin dismantling the suits of armour.
Oh, okay, so she heads back up there. That movement would be a minor action. So
of course,
she can start dismantling it as of next round. Okay, Mog of the Bright Eye Clan. And I've no idea why I sang that in my head to the tune of Love in an Elevator.
That's a little bit weird.
But now that that's occurred to me, I will always wind up doing that. There is no saving me. Go on without me.
Okay. Well, I think that this is quite a strategic position, so I'm not moving out of this doorway, and I'm just going to try and get another whack in at this guy who apparently I can't ping anymore.
Yes, it's okay. It pinged. It just pinged late. So give him
pinged like 20 times in a row.
Probably, yeah. Go ahead and twat it with an axe. 11 or better, you're going to need to hit it. And 15 will do the job, and that'll do it with 5 stun points as well.
Ooh. Hang on. Do I go for another dual strike or do I... Oh, I'll do a lethal blow, actually.
Okay. Probably a good idea, given how hard it is to get through their armour.
So that means you'll get the dice plus 1 dice plus 2 dice.
Yeah.
Ouch. Okay. So Mog enraged. Mog enraged by these suits of armour just leaps up in the air and brings the axe down with literally all of her might. Thwang onto the top of the suit of armour's helmet, cleaving a section of the metal open. So 33 points of damage. That gets 23 points through. Ouch. Okay, so the helmet is now almost opened like a can opener, a can that's been attacked by a can opener, just kind of peels sideways. It's cleft into a V shape, so it hasn't completely split it all the way down, but it's split it in, most of the length of the helmet. So it's kind of gaping open. You can see its lack of a face inside the armor. That's quite a severe amount of damage. To give you an idea, 4 more points of damage would have finished the thing off. And
You mean it's still going?
It's still going. Yeah.
Yeah, these are quite tough because they're taking 10 off every time. you
Every
hit them.
time, that's right. Remember, the previous ones you fought were tough, and they were the prototypes to these.
Yeah.
And
What
these
would,
are
like,
the prototypes to
stickers
something
be?
else you might encounter later.
Oh no.
But you can't look green, can you?
Okay, so Mog, what would you like to do as your minor action? Quite
I
startled
used
that this
aim.
thing hasn't gone down. You used aim, fair enough.
I used aim, so I don't have a minor.
Okay,
Oh, I am still huddling in this doorway, actually.
okay. So Baden's throwing tin plates at this thing, just distracting it with thwing, thwing. It is serving no purpose at all other than it will mildly distract the thing. But at least he's trying. So animated suit of armor is going to... So it's this one here. That one's going to advance and attack Kellen, I think, because that was who it was already attacking.
Yeah, and that's the one which would get the opening.
Yes, that's the one that'll get the opening. So it doesn't get a aim bonus this round, though, because it had to move to get there. So it gets +2 on this roll. Oh, 20, and with 5 points of stunts. So
Puppets of Fate.
right, yes, Puppets of Fate. So Fate intervenes, forcing it to make a saving throw against what is Adrienne's spell power?
She's not currently holding the staff, so it's going to be
Just 2
reduced
points lower.
by...
Yep.
Yep.
Well, the puppet's spell power would be 15. Then in that case.
It is 15, yes.
Okay, so it needs to beat 15. 9. 9! So Fate intervenes as it advances forwards. It slips very slightly on some of the blood that Kellen spilled, even though there's not a great deal of it. It just slips very slightly, and I'll be forced to re-roll that attack. So let's re-roll that attack. For 16, so that's a miss now. Well done. Okay, so next up, I believe it is Gora to go.
Right, with a minor and major action,
Mhm.
do you think I could get all of these dismantled and or sort of unravelled in a turn?
I don't think you're going to be able to destroy the thing in a turn. What I'm going to allow you to do, however, is damage to it without having to roll a hit. So roll the damage of whatever your primary hand-to-hand weapon would be.
Oh, if I'm going to be trying to damage it, I'm probably going to be casting on it then.
Well, no, because you're actually dismantling it.
Oh, right, okay.
But for ease of how dismantled it is, we'll use its hit points as a guide.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. Okay, so that has to be like my own capability for damage.
Yeah, but you could use a weapon, so you could say like, "Oh, I'm pulling it apart with my axe in there, pulling back sheets of the breastplate, or knocking the helmet across the floor, that sort of thing." So whatever hand-to-hand weapon you have that would do the most damage, I'll permit that.
Hand-to-hand weapon, not a blunderbuss.
Not a blunderbuss, no. Although, having said that, a blunderbuss could scatter bits of it. You
Yeah.
could put the blunderbuss in the helm and fire, I suppose. That would take the
Exactly.
helmet off. So I will
Blow the
allow
legs
that if
off
you
it.
want to. Actually,
Go on.
I'll allow it, but just bear in mind if you try it from where you're standing, you're going to hit... The helmet is going to go straight through Adrienne.
My God, okay.
Or straight into Adrienne. It might not go through her, but it's going to go through the square she's standing in, is what I meant.
Okay, well, adjusting position slightly then.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Why not? Now you'll actually hit the other one, so I'm going to allow you to do the damage to both of these creatures.
Great.
Because essentially you're just putting the blunderbuss up against the helmet and firing so it blows the helmet off.
Right,
It will
so-
fire it straight across into the helmet of the other one.
There we go.
7 damage. Okay. And I'm not applying its armor because this is a method of dismantling its armor.
Yeah.
I know we're playing a little bit fast and loose with the rules here, but it's It's an
It's your call
interesting way
entirely.
of, rather than just say, yes, you pull it apart in 2 combat rounds or whatever. I just felt this was a touch more interesting.
It's fine.
Can't seem to get into its hit points the way I want to. Come on. There we go. So that's -7 on that one. And I'm going to do -7 on this one as well. Buff. There we go. So you blow the helmet off of that one. Because it's standing right next to the other one, it has less than a meter to travel. So one helmet, which is now ripped apart by the force of the energy and the various bits of shrapnel you've just blasted out, hits it full in the side and blasts the remains into the helmet on the other one, which knocks that helmet off as well. So they're partially dismantled, although these things can still fight without a helmet because there's no head inside. But that's certainly reduced their effectiveness somewhat. So let's
Good.
Missed all the vital spots.
missed all the vital spots, yes. Okay, so the one that Mog is now fighting turns to face Mog, if you can say face when they don't have one, but you know what I mean. And will attempt to retaliate by doing a forward thrust with its blade
Yikes.
in an attempt to disembowel you. Well, impale you, really, more than anything. 17, is that a hit?
Let me check. Yes, it is.
Okay, so it thrusts its blade into your side for 7 points of damage.
Well, that's not too bad.
Don't forget, Mog's currently not wearing our armor either, because
Oh, damn. Oh, no.
so you were dressed for dinner, remember? Fortunately for Kellen, his armor is kind of quite showy, and he'd worn that at dinner anyway.
Just a pretty
Yeah.
dress.
The thing about it is it has a lightness to it that it belays its actual.
That's right. It does.
So it's as if you're wearing casual clothing. It's not an impediment.
Okay,
way,
the
shape, or form.
other suit of armor, which was set up so it gets +2, and it gets to aim, so it gets +3
No,
on this roll.
no.
Oh no,
The
because
other
we
one was
recast
set.
it. He had to yeah, no, originally it stunted and was going to set you up, but Patrick stopped that by forcing it to re-roll, so it only gets +1 on that. So it's 18.
18 would be a hit at this point, so we need another puppet's intervention.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay. I will re-roll with the puppet's intervention. Oh,
Well,
wait a
no,
minute.
you need
Sorry,
to-
I need a save and throw first. If it fails the save and throw, I'll keep that roll to hit that I re-rolled, and it'll be a miss. So it failed.
Ooh, they're not doing very
failed.
well on saving throws, are they?
Then their willpower's 0, and they don't have any focuses that would help. So it lunges for you, but again, its heel just kind of goes out from under it slightly on the greasy blood on the floor, and it, instead of hitting you, the blade sparks off the wall.
I don't know not like what he's insinuating. Greasy blood.
And Sister Erin continuing to cower under the table, although now she's worrying about that scraping noise she can hear from the top.
Ah, right, okay, yes, makes sense.
Kellen to go.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna have to hit this armor, aren't I?
I think so. You're going to have to try. I think you'll probably succeed, but let's not jump the gun and just presume.
200, no.
14, that's a hit, and with 4 points of stunts.
Just check there. What power is. Just check this on. It's on page 36. Right, let's go. 37 in there.
This is the point at which we really need Sam Riegel to be doing an advert for something.
We're
Okay.
not sponsored by D&D Beyond.
We're not. The Age Creators Alliance is an exciting new thing that Green Ronin have set up, in which other producers can create material for Green Ronin games. Do check it out on the Green Ronin website. There you go. How's that?
Right, okay, then in that case, it's going to have to be a dual strike for 3 points.
Yep.
So we'll do the first attack damage.
Yep. So that's 14 points of damage to this one. So that's 4 gets through. Oops, a daisy.
Right, and then against the other one is going to be another 4 points of damage.
That one also takes 4 points of damage.
And
That's 4.
this one gets skirmished back 2 squares.
Which one? The one you hit first? This one.
Yeah, that one.
2 squares. 1, 2. Okay, so you smack that one heavily. The force of the impact spins it around. It bounces off the one to its flank and recoils backwards, like rebounds backwards towards the window. Your blow hit it with such force that you also strike the one that Mog's fighting in the back as well, just below the helmet.
Oh, well, it's not the one she's fighting, it's the other one that was fighting me.
Sorry, the one that's in front of her, just
Yeah.
below the. Well, we'll say on the pauldron. So buckles that slightly. Okay, Adrienne to go next.
Now, did Adrienne cast both hands and puppets last? Yeah,
Yes.
she did. So we got a 7 and a 3. Lovely. Okay, so this turn she's purely going to be trying to dismantle these.
Okay, so just roll the
You
damage
six
for her
around.
chosen hand-to-hand attack.
Could you place your hand on something and do an arcane blast?
I don't see why not.
Oh, well, if we can cast on these things, then Gora would be doing something a great deal more powerful than using a blunderbuss.
Well, I was more thinking of the arcane blast as kind of a mixture of a combat and a hand-to-hand thing,
It's
isn't
like
it?
a touch. You're basically going
Yeah,
bang, like explosion straight at it,
Yeah.
rather than
yeah.
So
like a gun.
Just roll the damage for an arcane blast then.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it that way.
Yeah.
8, right you are, and we're not applying its armor because you're just dismantling the thing, and it wants to select the fucking carpet, so I'm just going to move the carpet.
Took its legs clean off.
There we go. Yep. So she because we usually, yeah, okay. So she kind of grabs the back of it, and this pulse of magical energy pushes the. I'm trying to think of a piece of armor she might have blown off. Gauntlet. We'll say she grabbed its hand, and the gauntlet just comes away and skitters across the floor. That's it being slowly dismantled by the pair of you. So, Mog to go next. What would you like to do?
Is this one in front of me the one that I attacked before? Yeah, it is, isn't
No.
it? 'Cause it moved
No,
up
it's this
to
That one to the flank
that one.
is. Yeah.
The diagonal one.
Well, I'm actually gonna finish off the diagonal one and hope I stunned enough to get a dual strike.
Okay. Yes, go for it.
Presuming I actually hit the thing, you know.
What's a dual strike cost in stunt points? We've succeeded.
3 for me.
Ah, yes, so it'll be 4
Let me check,
normally.
I think it is.
I'll explain why I asked that in a moment.
4 for a dual strike.
Right, yeah. So you've got enough for that dual strike.
Hang on. There's a one of the stunts I get one less on, and I need to double check what it is.
Okay. Because it might be dual strike.
Yeah, it might be. Huh. Yes.
Stunt bonus, you become adept at noticing many dimensions, tricky situation. Makes me wonder is 2.
Yeah, but Louise is trying to look something up at the moment, Patrick. So
Yeah,
Louise, did you find it?
Yeah, actually, yeah. It turns out that I think I got Mog confused with Nicholas, and it's actually Nicholas gets one less on a stunt. So
right, yeah, okay.
we're good. So yeah, it will still be 4.
Okay, so you're going for that, and that would leave you 1 stun point left. What would you like to do with that?
Yes, it would. Yeah, I can use that on 2 targets. Cool. Can I skirmish the one in front of me as well?
Yes, where would you like to skirmish it to? Up to 2 meters away, just do a ping and I'll move it there.
But well, I don't want to skirmish it directly in front of Kellen because that would. Can I skirmish it down the corridor?
Yep.
Down here?
You can. So
I
you
didn't
hit
mean
it.
to accidentally ping in the middle of the wall before
No,
there.
I gather.
Skirmish it all.
You hit it with
Look
quite
at
some considerable force, and it goes straight over what I'm expecting will be the corpse of the other one, because you haven't rolled the damage yet, and I'd be surprised
Well,
if you
yeah.
fail to kill it. It might. Fail to kill it. I'm forgetting about its high armor rating, I suppose. So go ahead and roll the damage. Yeah, it's dead.
Damage for the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you hit the first one with such massive force that it cleaves the remainder of the helmet through down into the breastplate, which starts to separate as well. The whole thing just clatters into a pile of armor, and you strike the flank of the other one, taking its leg out from under it and causing it to roll over the top of the one you've just felled and wind up here. It manages to pull itself back up into a standing position after having kind of rolled over the top of it. But you also did 22 points of damage to that, so that's another 12 comes off there. So you're quite badly damaged to that one as well.
No, you haven't rolled the damage for the second
Yeah,
one.
rolled the damage for the second one actually.
Dual strike does the same damage. Oh no, it's the same attack
Is
roll.
it?
No, it's the same
Yeah, it's the
attack
same
roll. Yeah, go ahead and
Yeah.
roll the damage then.
Still 5 points.
So 5 points, yep, instead of 12, so I'll have 7 back on. Yeah, okay, so it's still badly damaged. Not as badly damaged, but it's badly damaged. So as I say, you kind of cleft down diagonally through what's left of the helmet of the other one, out through the breastplate, hitting the second one in the leg, which causes it to topple over, roll over the top of the one you've just destroyed, and somehow come up back on its feet, but much more badly damaged than when it started.
As it shouts, "Fuck up!"
Baden's action for the round is going to be to have his jaw drop open. That was awesome. Can it be your squire? Now the one you've just hit and caused to roll down the flank is going to advance on you because it's not happy about that at all. So it advances upwards and swings its blow at you. $13?
I believe that's a hit. Yeah, it is.
Okay. So as it comes upwards, you're struggling to get your axe back around in a position to parry because that thunderous blow you hit 2 opponents with has kind of taken it out of perfect position for defense. The creature exploits that opening and stabs you in the side for 8 points of damage.
Ow.
Puppets.
Puppets of Fate, so okay. It tries to stab you in the side for 8 points of damage. Let me just see if Fate intervenes. Fate does intervene. Fate really hates these things. Fate intervenes, so I'll have to re-roll and take the worst dice, which would be the original.
No, it's actually that one.
It's the new hit, which is a higher
still a
number,
hit,
but
yeah.
no stunt points. Yes, so it's still hit you, but doesn't get any stunt points now. So you take. I don't think.
Do you just keep
Yeah,
the
okay.
damage, or
Nah, I'll re-roll it.
Please keep the original damage.
Yeah, we'll keep the original damage. 8.
Fate doesn't really like these things. Tries to give it a higher damage. Thanks, Fate.
Well,
Has to be it does say it has to be the worst roll.
it does have to be the worst roll. So it took the. Although this is a higher roll to hit, it didn't get any stunts, so it takes that one. It's going to hit either way, but you only take the original damage I rolled, which was 8. So that would be Gora to go next.
Okay. I'm going to head down to where my very good friend Mog has just been attacked,
Okay.
leaving Adrienne to deal with the things that need to be dealt with.
Okay.
Are you still burning points for defense?
Yes. Every turn.
Okie dokie.
I'll do that now before I forget. And I'm going to cast. Well, I'm going to do my touch attack. Now, this one's engaged with Mog.
Yes.
And
So you get
is
+1 to hit.
Outnumbered 3-1.
2 to 1.
Kellen, myself, Mog.
Kellen's primary target is this one.
So it's not like adjacent enemies.
No, it's ones that are actually engaged. It was
Actually
engaged
engaged, right, okay.
with Kellen originally before Mog skirmished it, and it switched its attention to her.
Right. So I'm on a +1 to hit. Is that correct?
+1 to hit, but
Yes.
you could make it plus. Let me just think this through. No, +1 to hit. I was going to say you could get a charge, but you can't because you need a major action for casting the spell, don't you?
Yes.
Oh. Okay, 15. So you've kind of run down the corridor with your arms kind of flailing about, and as soon as you connect, you cast the spell. Let's see what happens. And it's worked. You cast the spell, and this one just stops, just freezes in position. So
Good.
There we go. And that's it de-animated. So it would have been it to go next. Obviously it can't be, so it is now this one, the only one I think that's still in action. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah. It's the only enemy left.
So
What's
once
that
this
one
one
looks
goes down, the others come back into the fray as that spell effect.
Three stunt points.
Oh yes, 3 stun points.
Is there anybody currently injured?
Hi.
Yes.
Right.
Obviously, Mog's injured.
Okay. So
The world just seems to hate orcs.
Yep.
I'll take another hit of 5 health on myself.
Okay.
Take a hit of 5 on my magic for what I've just cast.
Okay, so Mog, you regain 10 health points as Palor's light spreads throughout you. You can feel the warmth, and one of your wounds closes over. Okay, so this last suit of haunted armour is going to race in and make one last desperate attempt to hit Kellen. I say one last, it might last another couple of rounds yet.
And also a skillful cast to...
By all means, yeah.
Yeah, to get one back.
This is quite a successful blow with 4 points of stunts against Kellen. Does Fate want to intervene, or have you run out of puppet
Fate
points?
is empty.
Fate is empty, so Kellen's going to have to take the hit. So it's a hit with 4 stunt points. It can't set up, so we'll get rid of that one. Those two are not much cop either. Well, actually, I'll use one of its favourite stunts, which is skirmish. So we'll need a... Did you stand firm last round?
Oh, yeah.
Thought so.
I'm sure it is.
So we need a strength test in a moment, but I'll roll the damage first. It's going to get an extra dice on this. So base damage of 12 plus the extra damage for a stunt. So 13.
Sorry, there I was actually going 1, 1, 1 in the background.
Right, that'll be why then. Okay, so you take 13 points of damage, minus what your armour applies. Its strength test to try and skirmish you was only 11, so let's have yours, which I suspect is going to be higher.
Do I roll Constitution Stamina as the opposing? Which...
Constitution Stamina? I think it's...
Let's go and look up Stand Firm as an action.
Yeah, so... it'll be on one of these crib sheets here that I was bigging up earlier, so don't let me down, guys. Exploration, stunts, gaining levels, major actions, stand firm.
Oh, yeah, so it's strength, might, or dexterity.
Yes.
Acrobatics, right?
Do you notice how he waits till I've found it and then he's helpful?
Yeah. Okay, I'll just use dexterity then.
Okay, go for it. Yep. It kind of pushes forward, slamming blows down against you, one of which obviously go through, in an attempt to drive you backwards, and you just contemptuously fend off most of the blows except for the one that got through, but don't move an inch from your position. No, I am going nowhere. So it's Sister Erin to go next, and she's going to scuttle out from underneath the thing, because she can see Thingy is now dismantling the suit of armor on her own, so she's going to come down and help. So I'm going to say there's 20 left on that one. Let's do a d6. Okay, so Sister Erin's unbuckling parts of the armor and all sorts in a way that makes Adrian casually wonder how Sister Erin's so familiar with how to get armor off quickly.
Sorry, it was in the middle of having a drink there.
Okay, so it is Kellen to go next.
Right, so I am going to attack this suit of armor.
Yeah. Okay, so you bring your sword round low. The creature attempts to parry, and at the last moment you bring your sword upwards, having lulled it into the feint, and strike it more centrally. Roll the damage. 16 damage. Ouch. Right. Okay, -6. You catch it underneath the skirting of its armour and manage to get the blow up between two sheets of metal, causing a decent amount of damage. Adrienne is going to continue to dismantle this thing. Just roll a d6 for us, would you? And we'll just apply that.
Certainly.
Oof. Right, so its helmet's already gone because you took the helmet off. Standing behind it and following Sister Erin's instructions for how to get armour off quickly, she unbuckles the cuirass, which just clang to the ground. Or the back of the cuirass does, I suppose. We'll call it the back plate, otherwise you'd have completely fucked it all, wouldn't you? This thing's not got much armour left attached to it, to be honest. It's now, like, the front is attached to one arm, which is attached to the skirt and the legs, and there's not, it's just coming apart. You reckon another round and you'll have this. Mog, what would you like to do?
This one's still going, yeah?
Yes.
Right,
Right.
there's a problem.
Yep.
Restrain it.
Can
Yeah.
I just warn against
okay.
metagaming at this point?
We might,
I think we wouldn't know that.
Everybody except
Yes.
Mog is likely to know about it. Well, or the mages are likely to know about it. We know both mages do know about it, but I don't think Mog would know.
nobody's
Yeah,
told us.
no,
Right.
no,
Okay,
no,
no, go
no,
ahead,
no.
go ahead, do what you want to do. Yeah.
Okay. How badly injured is this? Because I don't want to do this.
Not very. Oh no, it is
Okay.
very because of that last hit. Yeah. You could
Can you give me
conceivably
speed?
take it in one, but you'd have to roll as well as you have been rolling to do that.
Well, you know.
You're going to get +1 to hit it anyway.
Am I? Yes.
Yeah.
So you're behind it.
Because you're behind it.
Yeah.
That's a hit.
Yeah.
That's very definitely a hit, and with 3 stunt points as well. What would you like to do? Imagining that you don't know the others are going to come back into the fight the minute this
No.
one goes down, what would you like to do?
I know. I would probably set up, actually, given that.
There's so many of your
Kellen's
side
right there.
in this fight. Yeah.
Yeah, Kellen's literally on the other side of it, so my thinking would be that if I didn't finish it off, it would be
He
good to
can.
set it up for Kellen.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, good idea.
That makes sense.
Yes, it does. Okay, roll the damage. We'll assume that Mog has struck down with her axe onto its pauldron and then dragged the axe hook, the beard, down and pulled the arm back in an attempt to force its guard open, ready for Kellen. But roll the damage first and let's see how much damage it did on the initial blow. That's 11. So that's 1 point got through. So that's still got 14. You're all right. Okay, so that was quite a poor damage roll for you. Did you remember to do the extra dice of damage for...
No, I didn't add that in. Sorry.
Well, go
Hang
ahead.
on.
It's all right. It's got 14 left. You can't bring it down with one
Okay,
extra
let's
dice.
go.
Another 4.
So it's down to 10 now. Okay. So it's badly damaged. You've smashed that pauldron open, and as you're pulling the arm backwards, you can feel bits of the armor ripping away from it as well. But you've opened its guard, ready for Kellen to strike, which was your main point. Baden, seeing an opening, also rushes to whack it with that longsword he borrowed earlier. Now that his wounds have mysteriously vanished, he's going to swing for the thing.
Swing for the thing.
Swing for the thing. Because he also doesn't know that destroying it at this point is going to throw the others back into the fight. So he's going to use a mighty blow on that and do an extra 2 dice of damage.
Now it becomes effective.
Now he becomes effective.
4d6 then.
So that's 10 damage, plus he needs an extra 2d6, so everything I roll now comes through the armor. 11, so he's killed it. So he runs in and whack right under the point where the helmet meets the neck, which would have been protected by the upturn on the pauldron that you ruined earlier. So he slices the helmet clean off, and this one is killed outright. Delete.
Nice hit.
Giving him a massive surprise when the one he's standing over suddenly reanimates. Well, standing next to suddenly reanimates. So I'm just going to push him back so that it's easier. I'm going to take the cross.
Well, the question I would have,
Yes.
the question I would have in this case is, if the death of that one was the end of the encounter,
Yes.
looking back to the original enchantment that these had,
Yes.
they weren't aggressive up until something triggered them off.
Yes, that's right.
Would that same thing need to happen again in
Well,
order to make them reactivate?
One of
the door
one of their
open then.
triggers would have to happen again, and you don't quite know what those are, but yes,
No.
you're absolutely right. One of their triggers has to occur before
Just
they
one
become
thing.
aggressive again. Yes.
Yeah. Was that suit of armor not destroyed by Mog, or was it the other one?
What's the other one? It's this one here,
That one there. Right.
Alright.
Okay.
which I will.
So
take.
that one was the one that wasn't. Right. Okay.
Yes, that's right. So this one I'm going to take off. So
How close were Erin and Adrian to getting those dismantled?
this one's nearly gone. This one's barely started, and obviously the carpet's still undamaged as well.
Oh, the carpet.
Yeah. Okay, so since they came off the initiative at the end of that encounter, and since this is technically a new encounter,
Yep.
you may
Yep,
all
absolutely.
re-roll your initiative and hope you get better rolls, except possibly for Kellen, who already got a pretty good one.
Don't even get to take a breather.
You don't, unfortunately,
Gonna go
straight
in
into
this
the next
time.
action.
This is the downside of the way the spell works. But now we know that.
I was going to say, we know now.
Would you
Exactly.
hold on? I've buggered something up on my part. Actually, you don't need to hold on. You can keep rolling your initiative, guys. Make sure it goes in properly, because I'll need to know about it if it didn't. But don't yell it at me while I'm in the process of fixing this thing. Tell me in a moment. So I need to reopen the suits of armor. I need to re-roll the killer carpet on the killer carpet's initiative instead of on the suit of armor's initiative, which was the mistake I made. We then do haunted suit of armor for that haunted suit of armor, and haunted suit of armor for that haunted suit of armor. And all the way down here, haunted suit of armor. For that haunted suit of armor. Okay, right, that's me done. Did everybody's initiative go in as expected, or did anybody have any
Yes.
issues?
Yeah, mine went in this time.
Brilliant. And Sean's never goes wrong, so we'll just presume. Did somebody re-roll for Adrienne?
Yes.
And that went in okay?
Yes.
Brilliant.
What about Baden and Erin?
Baden, I'll probably just keep this because it's easier. And they're not really taking key rolls at this point. So descending. And, oh God, Kellen, 22. You're definitely going for.
Yeah, a bit of a Taylor Swift moment.
Yeah. Go ahead and do whatever it is you want to do for the round.
Well, I'm going to whack that suit of armor in the back.
Right, you are. You take a blow at this one's rear, which is... Actually, I should probably move Baden out to there because he's not in front of it. He'd be behind it, wouldn't he? So you slam your blow into towards the creature. 21, that's definitely a hit, and with 6 points of stuns. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So okay, let's do a mighty blow.
Yeah, go for it.
And how much is penetrate armor?
Let me just check that. I think it's
2.
2. Yes, I
2
think.
pierce armor.
Fixed armor for 2.
2. So that's 2 and a mighty blow is an extra d6.
Also
That's another
2.
2, and then I'm going to knock it prone as well.
Okay. So you're
So
hitting it from
basically-
behind with an immense amount of force. The force of the blow is going to send it to its knees, and then it will topple forwards onto its face. Go ahead and roll the...
That was a bit pathetic.
Oh, getting an Amazon delivery. I think that'll be the filter for the cat's water fountain.
Tea's supposed to show up today.
So that's 13 points on the damage roll, but because its armor's halved,
Yes, that's 5. So 8 gets through.
I presume you can do a pierce armor on it.
Oh, yeah, you can. So it's 8 gets through there. 8 on the armor, and it's also knocked prone, so let me put a little prone marker on it. So the force of the blow has driven it to its knees, and then it's collapsed forwards. However, we have just hit 20 in the complications pool. So, Sean, go ahead and roll a d6 for me. On a 5 or a 6, a major complication occurs. On a 4 or a 5, a minor complication occurs. On a 1 or a 2, nothing happens.
You know I'm going to roll a 1, don't you?
Probably. 2, nothing happened. However, because nothing happened, the pool will continue to
change.
fill. Yeah. Okay, so that would be Kellen's done. Gora to go next.
Okay, saying to them, keep one alive.
Alive, in inverted commas.
Yes. And I am heading back up here. Now, I need to measure this.
Oh, and I'm going to...
Stand firm. Right,
am I okay there? You don't have to, like, go by right angles, do you?
no, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so
Yeah.
you run up behind the other one.
So the one that is most intact.
Most intact, that's right, yes.
If it can't see me coming, do I still need to roll to lay hands on it?
Nah, because it can't see you coming. I'm just going to allow you to run up behind it and glomp it.
Okay. Suspend enchantment.
Okay, and it's back down again. So you run up behind it, grab it round the waist, and cast the spell, and it just frees us in position. So instead of putting an X on them this time, I'm going to put a indicator on that the enchantment is suspended.
Is there like a little timer or something? Oh, no.
There will do. So that would be Adrienne to go next. What would you like to do?
Did we use the entire hands pool? If anybody can tell me straight off before I look up for the note.
This is a
It might
separate
have been.
encounter now, technically, so the hands pool would have drained at the end of the
Everything,
previous
yes,
encounter.
of course. Everything would have done. Right, okay. Hands going back in.
Okay.
Nice.
Not bad at all, is it? So fate once again smiles upon Adrian. 6 points.
And
in
gives her
the
5
hands of
points.
5
fate.
points of stunts, indeed. In
5
which
points of
case, we'll have ourselves a fast cast, and I'll get puppets off as well.
Okay. Yes, fate very much on your side at the moment. And you have 3 points in the puppets pool. Now, these are perfect opponents for this spell because they're just not doing very well at resisting it. Okay, so Sister Erin.
Hang on.
Yep.
That was.
Major action. You've still got a minor one if you'd like to use it.
No, I haven't spent all of the stunts yet either.
Right.
So
Yes.
that was a fast cast. I can't take skillful cast. Right. Even though they've got no willpower, I'll just up the spell power by 1.
Okay. Yeah. Further increasing your likelihood of affecting them.
Yeah. So that'll be for 16, not 18.
Right. Yes. 16 will be their target when they try to resist. Okay. Do you have a minor action you'd like to try?
Can I continue, or can Adrian continue to dismantle this suit of armor now that it's animate again?
Yes. No. No. Now it would have to be a major action because it's animated.
It's a combat, effectively. Yeah.
Sister Erin, on the other hand, is going to hit it with a book. The minute you see her do it, you're like, no, because that's one of the important books. But she just like whang. It's literally the only thing she's got to hand. She's just trying to belt it with the
sweet Paylor.
10. That's a miss. So with her second reaction, she's going to run away and hide under the under the table again.
Under the scrapey table.
Oh. Okay, so it is the killer carpet, and it has a plethora of targets, one of which is just run away and hidden under a table, which would make it hard for the carpet to get at. So it's going to take on one of you two. It is closest to Adrienne, so it makes sense that that's going to be the target. It will advance down the corridor, taking to the air and fluttering through the air in an attempt to smother Adrienne. Let me make a killer carpet attack roll for engulf. And that's a definite hit, 18. So Adrienne take... or is it? That's a good point.
Yeah, let's have some puppets.
Okay, take a point out. Oh, shit. If you thought the things were bad at resisting, this thing's got a -2 willpower. Yep, so that's definitely failed. It's going to need a new attack. Its new attack's still going to hit. We'll take the worst, which is 18, so it's still a hit. So it has inflicted that... Did I roll the damage? I did. 7 points of damage to her as it wraps her up in the carpet again. Wraps itself around her, enfolding her in its carpety folds.
Snug as a bug in a rug.
Indeed so. And animated armor, the same one.
Adrian says, "Don't call me a bug."
This animated armor is going to break off its attack on Adrienne because it would have to actually hit the animated carpet to do her any harm. So it's going to attack Gora instead. Turns to attack Gora. You are no longer got that spell on, have you? Because it was
No, I'm just looking into that.
Actually, technically, because you'll have to fuel it every round, there's no reason why the end of the combat would stop that spell. So no, you can continue.
Yeah, if the combats were literally back to back,
They were, yeah, 15 seconds apart.
And Goran knew that when one went down, there's no reason she'd drop the spell.
Yeah, there's not. So it's still 18 or better to hit you. So you're in combat with... No, you're not, because you've destroyed it. Well, de-animated it. So it's just a standard attack. Haunted Suit of Mail. 10. That's a miss.
Mm-hmm.
So next up we have Baden, who's yelped in surprise as this suit of armor has come to life again. However, since it's on the ground, he's going to take an opportunity to try and twat it. He gets +2 to hit. 10, 12, that's a hit. So he rains down a blow on it, which does absolutely nothing. Mark, you to go.
Sorry.
Well, flip. Hang on. How many suits have we got going? Yeah, actually, I'm gonna make a hit for it.
Okay. That's because it's in combat with Baden, you get 11 instead of 10. Because it's
Okay.
on the ground, that becomes 12. That's a definite hit. Go ahead and roll the damage. Remembering your extra dice as well.
Yes, I remember to include that this time.
16 points of damage. So 10 comes off. That's 6 gets through. -6. So your axe embeds in the back of its breastplate. Clunk. You almost have, in fact, you do put a foot on it to pull the axe back out. The thing does still seem to be animate. Do you have a minor action you'd like to try?
Can I try and hold it down by keeping my foot there?
Yes. I'm going
Okay,
to,
I'll do that then.
going to allow that since it was on the ground anyway. So it'll be its go next. So it's going to try and get up. That'll be a major action
Oh,
because it's going to be a strength might versus strength might contest.
there is a thing that Mog can do
Yeah.
where you stun an opponent, stunning attack.
Okay.
You can't stun a suit of animated armor,
No.
No.
surely.
Nope.
It's got,
You wouldn't
it's
be
got
able
no
to
brain or anything.
Yeah, that's right. And since stuns are effectively the brain struggling to process information quickly enough, I'm going to say that wouldn't be possible. I'm not
Okay.
actually sure about the stun attack. Where's that come from?
It's level the level 7 rogue ability.
Ah, right. Ah, okay. No, I'm going to say it's a strength might versus strength might test because it doesn't have a brain to stun.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll your strength might against.
I don't have might. Can I use intimidation?
No.
Okay, fair enough. You let me use it for something eventually. Oh no!
Well, I would have done if this had been a living thing.
Yeah.
I would have said that she could just go stay down, or else
Does it need to equal or does it need to beat?
it needs to beat.
In which case,
yeah, it needs to beat.
2 points from hands of fate.
Nice one. Okay, so you give Mog 2 points, and the thing stays where it is, unable to take any further actions because it's pinned under Mog's boot. Okay, so animated armor on 10, I think, is the one up here, which is currently out of the fight, so it's Kellen to go.
Oh, me to go again.
Yeah.
Yeah. How tricky would it be to hit the carpet?
With Adrian inside it. Ouch.
You can hit the carpet. Let me just check. There is a rule for this. Shed damage special ability. Whenever the killer carpet is damaged whilst it has a victim engulfed, the victim and carpet each take half of the damage. The carpet takes any indivisible remainder.
Cullen does know what Gora's going around doing, right?
I don't know. Possibly. Give me an
I keep
intelligence
seeing you.
arcane.
Yeah, I keep.
You know that I know. Yes, I'm going to say he does. Yeah.
And then I'm right next to him.
Yeah. Oh dear. I just picked up a chocolate hobnob and all the chocolate's melted.
Oh.
No!
So it's like 27 degrees or something stupid outside. What was?
Bloody ridiculous.
Oh, it is ridiculous.
Don't worry, winter will come soon, and
Good.
No, because
We'll be breaking our
then it's the
teeth on
dark
them
nights
instead.
and all the kids start trying to break my fucking windows again.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about
okay, right.
I'm hoping we get this boundary dispute resolved between ourselves and not actually the neighbour, but the neighbour's house isn't theirs; it's a rent.
that. The landlord.
landlord. Yeah.
And if we can solve the boundary dispute, I can put a fence in, and that should solve a lot of problems.
Just a thought.
Mhm.
That's to put a fence on the boundary line. There's nothing stopping you from putting a fence like 6 inches
Mhm.
in, sacrificing those 6 inches of your land effectively, but putting a fence up purely on your land.
6 inches wouldn't be enough. It's the water access panel, which it's actually the concrete frame that straddles the boundary by an inch. So I'd have to sacrifice about 2.5 feet, which would still allow them to get right up to half the window or part of the window.
Right.
So unless we kind of do it like down the boundary and then in and around, and so we're literally just sacrificing the bit with that on it, which might be an option. Anyway, sorry, where were we?
Right, I was about to do something.
Yes, go ahead. What would you like to do?
This is on the ground. It's pinned, I
Yes,
take it.
that's right.
Is it possible to disarm it? I mean,
Yes.
quite literally chop its arm off.
Yes. Yeah, you can make a disarm attack.
Right, what do I need to do for that?
Okay, so that's a stunt attack. So you need to make an attack as normal, but if you succeed, instead of doing damage, you get 2 points of stunts, which would be used towards the stunt you declared. Disarm takes 2 points, so if you pass, you would automatically disarm it. If you also generate stunts, you can use them for anything else.
Okay.
Now, that sounded like you were reading that rule. Or was that something you came up with on the fly?
I have read that rule in the past, but I was pulling that out of my memory. I wasn't rereading
Ooh.
it.
Is that in this version of the rules, though?
It's in a companion. Yeah.
All right, okay. So that's what I will do. I will use those 2 stun points to disarm it and take away its sword.
Okay, you strike down and straight through the sword arm, and the sword arm, from the gauntlet down, comes away with the sword in it. So it is now disarmed. So I will find a little marker to indicate that it is armless. Not quite sure. I'll use an
Mostly armless.
mark.
Take its leg off, and then we can say, "You look harmless, hop in."
Oh dear. Okay, Gora, you to go.
Right. So the carpet is rolled up around Adrienne.
Yes.
It's focusing entirely on what it's got inside it. And I would guess it couldn't really stop me if I wanted to, just going up to and, say, touching it.
Oh no, it can still move around and try to avoid you, so you'd still need to make an attack roll. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'll definitely give you +1 because it's already engaged with Adrienne, so you get +1 to hit. That's a hit, and with 4 stun points.
Lovely jubbly. Oh. Now, what can I... Those would be combat stunts.
Yes. I know technically doing it this way by the letter of the rules is giving you 2 major actions, but by the spirit of the rules,
yes,
this seems fine.
Well,
obviously the spell you're casting is usually designed for an artifact that stays still.
Yes,
so
of course.
This is the best way I can think of to kind of jury rig a solution to casting it on a one that's trying to get out of the way.
I make a suggestion?
I was just going to say with those 4 points of stunts, can I dual strike and touch the armor as well?
No.
Yes. Yes, because I'm going to say what you do is you're trying to reach round that suit of armor. So you've managed to grab onto as you're like leaning round it, and without really thinking, you've put your hand on the armor's shoulder to steady yourself, and then grabbed the carpet. Now this is going to sound great to you, except the spell is still only going to affect one or the other.
Well, what I'm thinking is, if when I cast the spell,
If
I
that
get
stunts, you can yes.
if I get stunts on that, so it's just establishing the fact that I've got physical contact.
Yeah. I'm going to say as you
Right.
lean round the armor to stop yourself, just to stabilise yourself. You know how if you lean round somebody you're talking to, you
yes.
sometimes put your hand on their shoulder. You've kind of done that, except you're a bit short, so it's probably more on its hip. And then grabbed the thing. So if you do get enough stunts to do a dual spell, by all means you can do it on both. Let's see.
And
what
Sean was
happens.
going to say something.
No, that's fine. I was going to make a different suggestion, but carry on.
Okay. No, I'll go with that one. Right. Go ahead.
Right. So then it would be suspend enchantment.
Which you didn't stunt with, so you'll have to pick which of the two it's going to be cast on.
Right. Now, am I aware?
Actually, you'd already declared the target, hadn't you? So.
Oh yeah, the target is the carpet, certainly.
Okay. Failed then because the carpet's
Plus 3.
By how much?
3.
3.
As Sean's just said. Yeah.
And I've got sufficient in the hands pool for that. So
Okay.
bye carpet again.
So fate intervenes and the carpet just unrolls itself and flops to the ground, causing Adrienne to roll out like Cleopatra.
The dream version, or the vision version, or the idiot version.
Well, yeah.
And I say to Adrienne, pin that thing down with daggers.
Okie dokie. You make your suggestion to Adrienne, and it's her. Did you not notice that the last time? That the carpet keeps changing shape.
It does. I'm just wondering if that's the effect of it being pinned down with daggers this time.
Ah, right. No, that's the effect of it unraveling because it's no longer animated.
Yeah, so it's when it's aggressive, it's kind of furled up, and when
That's right,
it's neutral,
yes.
yeah, it's flat.
Oh, that didn't go on. There we go. Right. Okay. So it's Adrienne to go now.
Pinning the thing down with daggers.
Okay.
We've still got puppets. We've still got hands. Minor action to pin it down with daggers, or major?
Because it's not technically a combat action, I'm going to say minor rather. Sorry.
Lovely.
And I'm going to say just roll the damage. You don't need to bother to hit.
Okay.
It's difficult to miss a carpet. All you have to do is kneel down and wang the. Otherwise, laying carpets would be even more difficult than I make it look whenever I try it. Just clarification for our colonial watchers who have a slightly different term for laying things. I mean, fitting a carpet. So yes, I'll just that's 35.
What manner of damage do I apply?
The daggers damage.
Oh god, I don't actually have a dagger on my sheet, unfortunately.
Okay, don't worry, it's on my crib sheet here. So dagger would be small blade, 1d6 plus 1 plus perception actually for a dagger.
Oh, interesting.
It's because it's based on. Oh no, sorry, it's still strength.
Still strength.
Still strength because it's on.
The only things that use perception are shooting weapons.
Okay, 1d6 plus 1.
Yes.
And not perception.
No.
Right.
Strength if you've got a strength bonus, but.
No.
So you've automatically done 5 points of damage as she wangs the dagger straight through the corner of the carpet and into the wooden floor below.
Right.
And that was a minor action, so what's a
minor action? Major action, let's see. There's strings of fate on here, isn't there?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I'll drop strings of fate. You and your allies within 10 yards. Is everybody within 10 of her?
We can sharp measure it. Let me just check. I'll go on to the measuring.
Yes.
Yeah, you done it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yes.
So everyone within 10 can choose one stunt. Characters can perform their chosen stunt for 1 stunt point fewer.
Okay, cool.
Roll for that.
Well, that's definitely a hit, and she's scored a success rather, and she's got 5 points of stun. So once again, she calls out to Fate. Fate at this point being dressed as a cheerleader and wagging pom-poms with her name written on them.
And for 5 points of stuns, going to fast cast?
Mm-hmm.
Does
Yeah,
strings allow the caster to reduce?
Yes.
Yes.
Yourself and everybody
Yourself
within
and
10.
all allies within 10. Yeah.
So I'm going to fast. Can I declare fast cast as my preferred stun to get immediate benefit?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, then. So fast cast for 3 in this case, and it's going to be a shadow dagger at the other suit of armor.
Right. Okay. Okay. So she wangs a real dagger straight through the carpet. She then summons Fate's help and fires off a shadow dagger at the other suit of armor, completely crushing it this round. I don't mean completely crushing the armor. I just mean like she's on fire.
Now,
I don't mean literally on fire. I'm going to stop talking.
Can 2 of those stunt points carry across to the shadow dagger or not?
No.
Right.
Don't take the
that's
piss.
fair enough. What?
Don't take the piss.
in which case I'll make it a skillful caster then. It's a skillful caster, so the shadow dagger will cost less.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Yes, I'll allow
there's the shadow dagger,
which,
as the result of stunts, wouldn't have been able to generate stunts in and of itself.
That's correct. Yes. Okay. Not that it did anyway, but yes, it wouldn't have been able to.
Yes.
So you can go ahead and roll a damage for the shadow dagger.
Lovely. And that's penetrating.
It is penetrating, you're quite right. Ooh, crikey. Right, so the shadow dagger hits the suit of armour, which kind of sways as it gets hit, and then rocks back into its upright position. It's in a very bad way.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not much of this armour left, because you dismantled a lot of it, so its backplate's missing. Frankly, there's only one strap holding the breastplate on one of the pauldrons down the side. And actually there'd be 2 straps, one on each pauldron still holding it, then you'd also buckle it around there. So there's a lot of bits missing anyway, is the point.
Mm-hmm.
The shadow daggers hit it. It's still in the fight, but it's not going to be in the fight for very much longer. And Sister Erin is not really going to do anything except... I know exactly what Sister Erin's going to do, because I can't resist it, right? She realising that the animated carpet has stopped again, she comes scurrying out underneath the table on hands and knees, runs through the door. She kind of pushes herself up in a running position. She gets to the door, grabs the carpet and pulls. So she's making a stunt attack against this suit of armour in an attempt to knock it prone, essentially. Oh, late action on that dagger there. It's just gone off on my screen.
The carpet was daggered to the floor, so as she pulls it, it would tear.
Rip. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that, but yes, it would.
Mm-hmm.
Ripper.
No, unfortunately for her, because it's daggered to the floor, she hasn't been able to pull it. She hasn't been successful.
She's going to pull the rug from under him.
She was going to literally pull the rug from under him, yes. Because obviously she couldn't see you pinning the dagger to the carpet to the dagger, so she hadn't realised that it was pinned, and that seems to have impeded her attempt to pull the rug out from under the suit of armour. But she'll give it a try anyway, and wouldn't it have been funny if she'd have succeeded?
It would have.
So it's the carpet, which can't act this round because it's inanimate now. It's the suit of armour, which is still active, so it's going to attempt to cleave Adrian's head off in an attempt to stop her doing whatever it is she's doing to it, which it knows she's doing something, but it can't really understand what that is. And I appear to have closed the haunted suit of mail, so I'll have to reopen it. Character sheet, attack. 11 against Adrian. Is that a hit?
No.
That matches her defense.
That's
I
a
can
hit.
never remember if I
Yes.
can remember if it's. Oh no, beg your pardon. I'm
This
thinking
is
of Gor-
14.
I'm thinking of Gora's defense. Do beg your
Ah,
pardon.
right. So it
Yeah.
swings
Definitely not a hit.
it swings the sword at her face, and she kind of leans backwards, and the sword just passes in front of her nose. Okay, so Baden to go next, and he's this one on the ground here. What's its situation at the moment? Okay, he's going to try and hit that one then. Hunts and Baden. There he is. Okay, so longsword hit 7 damage, doesn't get through its armor. Okay, so that's him. So it is Mog to go next.
I just gonna try and keep this suit down.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, I'm just gonna try and put all my weight on it.
Okay, so you're continuing to pin this suit of armor to the ground.
Yeah.
So when the armor gets to go, which is now, we make that contested might test to see if you can continue to pin it. So haunted armor, its strength might. It scored 13. So you need.
Come on.
That's only 12. Is there any points left in the puppets pool? And if so, sorry, in the fate pool. And if so, do you want to use them?
Is there any?
Oh God, yes.
Oh well, I'll use them if there's some there.
Okay, you only need to use one, and that'll keep it down.
That is all we've got.
Sorry.
Right, so you managed to hold that suit of armor down for one more round, and it is that suit of armor which is currently inanimate. So it is Kellen to go next.
Do you think I should pin it down?
I would have thought, like, between the two of you, you can.
Yeah, we can definitely keep it down. between the two of us.
There should be no way it can get up with two of you
Yeah.
on it.
Wouldn't have thought so.
It is extremely strong. It's just had some bad dice rolls. So it's possible. It's just unlikely.
Well, to be fair, there's 3 of us down this end of the corridor as well.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. So if you work together to pin it down, what happens is you select one person to make the strength might test, usually the person with the highest strength might. Then everybody rolls, and everybody gets to add their stunt dice to the first person's roll.
Yeah, we should be able to do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will leave you guys to hold that in place then, and it is Gurrit to go next.
Okay. So that suit of armor was busily fighting Adrienne.
Yes.
Okay. +1 on my brawl attempt.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's a hit.
And suspend enchantment.
Okay, and that's a success. So this one is suspended as well, so let me just add a... So as you grab it, it just freezes in position.
Right, let's get these bloody things dismantled.
Okay, it's Adrienne to go next, so I'm going to say that she's able to finish dismantling this first suit of armor, because it only has 3 hit points left. So I'm going to delete that suit of armor. Dink. Then Sister Erin to go after that, who's probably going to help you dismantle this suit of armor. So I'll just do a d6 damage to it. So that's 5. So she's taken its helmet off, essentially. Kicked it down the corridor.
Didn't have one.
Didn't have one, right? You are taken one of its gauntlets off and flung it down the corridor. Clang, 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 clang. And it would be the carpet to go next, which is still currently inanimate, so it's Baden to go next. He's helping hold that one down. Mog, are you still helping hold that one down?
Yep.
Okay, so it's now the suit of armor's turn, so this is where we make the dice roll. So decide who on your side is making the strength might test.
Well, mine's 3, so
Mine's 4.
yeah, it makes sense for you to do it.
Okay, so Sean, if you make the core test, then once we know what your number is, the other two get to roll and they just add their stunt dice to whatever your total was.
Oh.
Okay, so we're on 18 at the moment. So if you would like to roll for Mog, please. Mog got 2 on the stunt dice, that's up to 20. And Baden next got 6 on the stunt dice, so that's up to 26. So this suit of armor has to beat 26, which I don't think it can. Or I'll just check.
It can make 23.
Can make 23, can it? That's 3, 4, 5. Yes, it can. So no, it's impossible for that suit of armor to escape.
That's what I was hoping for.
So you have restrained that suit of armor.
So it's still active,
Yes.
but it's completely restrained.
Yes.
So at this point, can we narrate the fact that we dismantle the remaining suits of armor, if any, and we completely carve up that rug?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Yeah. So you dismantle that suit of armor and just scatter its bits and pieces. Like you and Sister Erin do that, while Adrienne goes ballistic with the dagger and just slices sections off the rug, chopping bits off, cutting it down its length till it's gone, eventually destroying the rug in a wanton act of vandalism.
Round the corner so Mog can't see her.
Yes.
And then, I mean, if it does reanimate from that point, it would be like choking hazard placemats.
Yes, it would. I am so going to have to create those as a creature of the future. Choking hazard placemats. Right. Okay, so once you've...
You could.
Go on.
I was going to say you could have a big bad called the Weaver, who makes a variety of rugs, the entire carpet, tapestries,
Yes.
Doormats of Doom.
tangling tapestries.
Yes.
Killer curtains.
Kill curtains, yeah. Okay. That's a good idea. I might go ahead and
It's
do it.
curtains for you, boy.
Go for it.
And I think we've just decided on what the character's catchphrase is going to be as well. Okay, so what do you want to do with the remaining suit of armor once you've dismantled the others and carved up the carpet?
Well. Now, firstly, I'll say to Kellen, tell it who you are and that you're a member of the Caladan family, and try to give it an order.
Okay, I'll give that a go.
Okay, what order would you like to give it?
I'd like it to cease attacking.
Okay. You announce yourself as Sir Callan of Highgate, descendant of House Caladan, and you demand that this thing stops attacking, and then you realise you've wrestled it all to the ground. You've no idea whether that's succeeded or whether it's not attacking because it can't.
Well, we'll okay, everybody back off.
Fair
and,
enough.
And it's been disarmed.
I've got my eyes on it though.
Yeah.
But if it's for my ankles, I'll have it.
You all back off, move yourselves to however far away it is that you want to back.
I'll put him up there.
Yeah. Good idea. Yeah, okay. The thing stands up, looks round, leans over to its severed arm, and with its other arm picks its sword back up. Then turns. Looking straight at Kellen, it attacks.
Yeah, okay, right. So, at the very least, we know that it does that.
It misses, because Kellen was half expecting this and just deflects the blow easily. Ching! Kellen, you can go.
Right, well, I'm just going to hit it.
Okay, go for it. Make an attack. 18, that's a hit. Roll the damage. That's 10 points of damage, so nothing happens. It just rings off the armour. Clang! Gora, you to go next. In this never-ending fight
Uh,
of things keep getting back up. Like some
well,
kind of dodgy 80s slasher flick.
I know that Kellen and Mike can deal with one sort of highly reduced suit of armor.
I take
In
it
the meantime,
your protection spell would have gone down, though, wouldn't it?
If she
probably would
chooses, yeah.
probably would have dropped that. Yes.
Okay.
Question I would have is, while we were dismantling the other suits of armor,
Did you find
have
any
we found
clues
it?
inside them?
Yes.
Well, interestingly enough, no.
And nothing on the back of the carpet before it was carved up?
Just made in Ket.
Oh, I did a little bit of etymological searching on that.
Ah, yes.
And yes, not only does Ket currently, or up until recently, mean rubbish, it comes from the Nordic word for offcuts of meat.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. That's the interesting thing about the English language is it's such an amalgam of other tongues. I mean, officially it's a North Germanic language, but there's obviously an awful lot of French and even bits of Greek and Punjabi and Hindi in it and all sorts.
Rather ironically,
slang
m-
is Nordic.
Didn't hear either of you there who both spoke at once and kind of
Sorry.
dragged each other out. One of you can
Louise,
speak now? Okay, Patrick, you speak first because you were in the middle of a sentence, and then I'll ask Louise what they were saying. Go ahead.
I was going to say, rather ironically, it being a mix of tongues, would it in itself be Ket?
Well, quite possibly.
Offcuts of meat.
Indeed. Louise, what was it you were going to say?
Yeah, I was just saying that like lots and lots of Geordie slang is just basically just completely unchanged Nordic words.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Which always makes me giggle a bit when I'm watching like things with Vikings in it, because I just imagine them wandering around going, "All right, buddy lad,
I'm going home.
I'm gone, yeah.
Gan, yeah.
Well, I'm on Eric the Viking. No worries. See you later, Henny."
And the rain shouting, is that so?
Nah, you know me. Right, anyway, back to the game. So, is Gora, had you actually gone, or had we distracted ourselves for silliness?
Well, I asked, did I find any clues while
That's
dismantling
right.
the
No,
other
you
suits of
haven't.
armor?
Yeah.
So I guess that's like previous action.
Yes, that was
So
between,
yeah, right. Okay, I might as well blast this thing and try and put paid to it.
Okay.
I mean, various bits have been taken off it. Nothing's dropped out of any interest. Just checking the floor.
No.
Right. Okay, I'll
As
throw an arcane.
As luck would have it, literally the only clue was that piece of paper that used to be in the helmet you hit with the buckshot from the. No, of course it wasn't. It wasn't. I wouldn't.
That would be concerning. And I suppose that the complication pool could do something like that.
The
couldn't it?
complication pool, I would say, might be able to do something. That would be a major complication, I think. Yeah.
Oh right, okay.
Oh, that reminds
Seems
me.
major
Actually,
complication.
there are points there. I should have added.
Does the suit count?
No. Okay, so that would be an arcane blast. You've blasted
It is.
down towards the last remaining suit. Hit it full in the chest. Roll the damage. 9 points of damage. It just kind of washes around what's left of the armor.
Yeah.
Adrienne?
Shadow dagger.
Okay, roll to chuck a shadow dagger at it. So
Having just noticed how ineffectual an arcane blast would be. Like, no, this is how it's done.
yes. Yeah, because
Which
shadow
you
daggers are
didn't-
armor piercing as well.
No, you didn't roll the spell.
No, you've
Or did I
just
do
rolled-
that thing again?
Yes, you did that
Yeah.
thing again. Yeah.
Sorry.
That is a hit. So she summons the darkness from the shadow dagger and blasts it down towards the creature. It passes around everybody else and straight into the chest cavity of the the monstrous armor. You've got 5 stunt points there as well.
Lethal spell.
Lethal spell, go for it. So that this is armor piercing because it ignores armor completely. This, so that is now lots of dice of damage and 10 points. Oh, so close.
Did you 10?
Well, wait a minute. No, it
you
should be.
don't. You need
Lethal
another
spell
dice
would be an
plus,
extra 2d6
plus willpower or whatever it is.
Sorry, I've just rolled the extra there, haven't I?
Yes, you haven't rolled the base damage.
I haven't rolled the base damage.
Was it a 6 or a 5-string base?
I'm putting this down to the heat.
Yeah.
It is very
So
warm.
I'm struggling to think clearly as well. Okay, how would Adrienne like to end this creature's reign of terror?
So, having seen Gora or an arcane blast at it, she kind of rolls her eyes and says, "No, this is how you do it," and so runs a tongue along her finger as the dagger appears in it, and deftly throws it by the blade. It goes in between. Is that the back of Baden and Callan there?
Yeah.
Down past the wall.
Weaves between them.
Yeah.
And hits the suit of armor square in the chest and explodes.
Okay, as it hits it square in the chest, the shadow dagger itself explodes inside the suit of armor. There's a sudden poof, and then you just see wisps of black energy excuse me, coming out from the gaps in the armor, all the where the blows have hit it, the chinks in the armor, the bits where it's not connected, just this black energy comes out in wisps, then dissipates, and the armor just collapses in a pile. Charred.
Clank.
Clank, 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 clank. Gone. And with that, the combat round is also over. All the suits of armor and the killer carpet are all destroyed. Deader than flares. Sorry, yes, you can take a breather first of all. I always recommend that people do this first because a lot of parties waste a lot of magical points casting magic spells before they take a breather. So
I was going to do mundane healing first, but yes, a breather before that as well.
Yeah. So breather, everybody gets 5 health plus their constitution plus their level back.
Smog would be requiring healing, unless a breather takes you back up to full health.
What? Sorry, I zoned out for a second. How much do I get back from the breather?
Right.
5 plus level.
Plus your level, plus your constitution.
Yeah, I think that'll probably cover it.
Yeah, looks like, because it looks like you're only 5 down.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, excellent.
Adrienne took a couple of points, or was it 9 points or something?
Louise, are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. It's just I'm trying to do a couple of things at once. Like my mom sent me a message about some stuff with my grandma at the same time. I'm okay. I'm fine.
The breather would fix Adrienne as well.
Right you are. Sister Erin comes scurrying back down from her attempts to dismantle the armor. Okay, so after you've all taken a breather, you're all feeling considerably better, and marvel at just how little damage you've all suffered. Baden's like, you're not going to believe this, but like I was hit twice, and just miraculously the power of, I can only imagine it must have been Palor, swept through my body, and look, not a wound on me, not a scratch.
Gora turns to him. Pray with me, and we will give thanks.
Okay. He drops to his knees, bows his head, and clasps his hands together and prays to Palor with you. Our Palor, who art in heaven. I don't know.
Mog rolls her eyes in the
Halo
background.
would be thy name, I suppose, because it's like a corona of the sun. Never mind.
Right. Okay. So I would suggest that Baden puts some armor on.
Yes. Okay. Baden runs back inside, puts his clothes and his armor back on.
And I think everybody else should get whatever gear together.
Oh yeah.
I know that everything immediately reanimated afterwards, but was that Baden's first kill as well?
Yes, it was. That's a very good point. Okay,
Well,
because it
next time we pass the tavern, he's getting a pint.
Okie dokie. And because it wasn't actually a living thing, he doesn't have to worry about any long-term psychological damage from it either. So he's quite proud of himself. So he gets his armor back on, his sword, his dagger, he's handing the bits of people's equipment out to them. Anything that's left that needs to be carried, he'll strap onto himself. Sister Erin will give him a bit of a hand carrying some stuff. She's actually quite strong for a woman of her size because she's used to carrying big, heavy tomes and grimoires and so forth.
And wielding them as weapons, apparently.
And wielding them as weapons, yeah.
I think I'm going to give her my staff, not the Saragosa staff, but just the other staff that I bought on the before we went back to the tomb, so that she actually has something to use.
Well, she actually does have a staff that she usually uses as a walking
she
staff.
just didn't have it.
She didn't have it with her because it was in the bedroom. She
That's fair
didn't feel like going through the wardrobe and grabbing the weapons when the carpet tried to eat her. She just got the hell out of there. She's like, I'm out, gone. Boom. So,
Bye!
yeah, so she'd left it behind. But now she's got the...
Gora's going to take a look at that Ouija board. I want to see the entire message.
I would just like to make a quick lore check.
Yes,
first.
go ahead.
How much and what do we know about Saragosa's mother?
I don't
Other
think
than-
she's ever come up.
Other than, I think maybe there was a mention of her in the
In the crypt.
in the crypt,
Yes.
but we didn't like take the lid off and check if she was there.
That's right, she was mentioned in the crypt, so you do know about her. Saragosa's mother was a... was it his mother or his grandmother? I just forget now. But one of them was a champion of the Grand Duchy. Was a
Yeah.
knight of the Grand Duchy and a champion. Quite a renowned fighter.
Okay. Okay.
Oops, shit. Right, okay, so I need to drag that down to the Ouija board, and then we need to come down there.
Oh god. Zoomed me right into like a random bit of braid on the phone.
Okay, I'm just going to start closing some of the pop-ups I had open, because I shan't be needing them now.
I don't believe we've actually seen the entirety of the message, because what we got was, beware my grand something.
Yes, and you thought that might be granddaughter, but frankly it could be grand niece.
I
Said great.
It said great, not grand.
No, it said grand.
Said-
Grand.
Did it not say great grand?
Yes, it did.
Well, we'll find out in a second.
Well,
Yes,
I'm
it did
going to
great
throw
grand.
this out there because it's not a theory. It's probably fan fiction more than anything else. But I came up with a concept that the inhabitants of the tower might be displaced mages from the attack on Seoul, the colourless fire,
Yes.
and they could be using time arcana to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone off on a complete tangent by myself, so I'm telling myself stories.
I mean, it wasn't quite by yourself. Some of that was
Yeah.
me going,
I didn't want to blame you. I didn't want to blame you as well for it.
It's alright. It's alright. I'm still ultra suspicious of those paintings.
Yeah, there's a slight drawback to that theory. Remember, I made quite a point last time of pointing out their ethnic groupings, which I don't usually do, because most of them, but not all, aren't Seoul.
Yeah.
2 of them are.
If it
Anyway.
says beware my great grandmother,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking. That the fact you've just laughed it's not going to be that. So
Beware my
No worries.
great granddaughter's budgie. It's quite a vicious, pecky little shit.
What was
Other
it you
thing-
said, Sean? Beware the Grand Duchy or something.
Yeah.
yes,
Yes,
beware
yes.
my grand duchy and beware my grand piano was the other one.
Is it one of those govern budgies?
Yes.
Rhapsody Nesbit.
Rhapsody Nesbit, yeah. There's a reference that, frankly, a lot of people in this house keep using references to that, because obviously Marie and Craig being from Glasgow, but you don't get a lot of references to Rhapsody Nesbit anymore these days.
It's a great shame. It's a fantastic series.
It's not bad,
Love
but I
that show.
prefer Still Game.
I'm saying
I
that.
love Still Game.
Honestly, Still Game is fantastic. Scottish comedy at its best. Right, anyway, sorry, yes. Here you are, all gathered around this table. It's quite dark because it's night time. The battle has ended. One of the interesting things is that was not a silent fight. There was a lot of ringing blades. There was a gunshot at one point.
Yep.
There was screams, there was yelps, and nobody has come to investigate.
Oh, they're fully expected to come in the morning and find corpses.
Could
Oh,
be
yeah.
that. Bear in mind as well, though, that this is 6 stories high and you're only on the 2nd floor. So if they're all asleep on the top, they wouldn't have heard it.
Or they're on the other side of the tower.
Or they're on the other side of the tower, or...
What the lady said to the butler at the start was quite telling. She said, take them to the guest room, which was the room that we went into where the seats were, with the one opposing. And he made the mistake of saying, I'll take them to the guest suite. And she said, no, don't take them there.
Yes.
This is a trap. This is a trap for people who come sniffing around and get too close to whatever it is that they're doing. This is not the first time that they've triggered that on somebody and had the suits of armor take them out. So this is a usual procedure for them.
Okay.
Don't take my silence as either disagreement or a confession. Just take my silence as I couldn't possibly comment at this stage.
Well, there's no way that we would know one way or the other.
No. Exactly.
However, I'm throwing it out there to sort of show my engagement with the whole thing, and I would guess that you enjoy it, because certainly when I run games, I love to hear players' theories.
Oh, absolutely. You'd be amazed how many of them are nick for later plots as well.
Good, absolutely.
That wasn't the plot, but it is now.
Yeah, well, very occasionally I might modify an ongoing plot, but usually I don't like to do that too much. Usually what I would prefer to do is take that for a subplot later or take that for something else. But every now and again something's just so good that you're like, how can I work that into the current plot?
When we talk about moving the goalposts, I have no problem with moving the goalposts in the player's favour in terms of you haven't guessed the story, but you've come up with something better, so now that is.
That's probably something that we should discuss on a future episode of Illuminati. So when you get a moment, add that to our list of show topics. And anyway, in the meantime, though...
What does the Ouija board say?
Nothing. It's just sat there like a ball.
Oh.
Do you have to put our hands on it?
It was only proximity before.
Well,
That's the question.
Yeah.
Is there anybody there?
Is there anybody there that are you? Sorry, are you asking me as a games master? Are you asking the Ouija board?
No, I'm asking the Ouija board.
Right. Sorry, I just thought it was clarify.
Please restate what you were saying before.
Okay, I'll just have to spell out.
It began with beware, because that was all that Gora saw. She's been told, when she came back to the room, that there was
Actually,
more.
it said good evening.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yes, good evening to you.
In which case, I was not. Not a.
Oh, this is about different. I was not here before.
Did it say I was not here before?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, who are you?
I'm just checking some names. I'll be with you in a second.
CSI Miami.
I know I have this name in my notes.
Dylan.
It's not that hard to spell a Barden.
Abaddon, as the Lord of the Pit.
Yeah.
Okay, so spelling out message. Let's see if I can spell this right.
What's your name, Tony?
Well, hang on. Previously it said good evening. That's a good sign. If it says Fatagan, we've got a problem.
I have no idea how to pronounce that.
Nabirai?
Nibere?
Nabirai?
Write it down, write it down.
I have done. Tell us if we pronounce this correctly. Is your name Nabirai? Yes or no? Nabirai? Nabirai. Pleased to meet you. Is there more than one person here? More than one deceased person?
Ah, right, okay. Right. Just give me a second. And
Ooh.
You are the only deceased person here. Are there otherworldly entities who are not deceased?
hang on, it hasn't finished answering the first question yet.
Oh, sorry.
For now.
Now it
Oh,
has.
now, right, okay. As in, she's the only, or he's the only.
Only deceased person here for now, yes.
For now, right, okay. Is everybody else typing these out as they happen? Just in case I miss a letter.
No, I wasn't.
I hadn't been.
What does the magic 8-ball say?
Right, okay.
No, they don't.
Maybe.
Have you seen other deceased people, as in people who were previously alive, who are now passed away here? You've seen them here. Have you seen Saragosa? Wow. Okay.
We have a message for Saragosa.
Can you
Hold on.
Can you get Saragosa to speak to us?
Still answering Sean.
All right.
Oh, hold on, I misspelled that, and this person wouldn't. So I'll just correct that right then and go. Ah,
I can
shit.
pass.
Yeah, there's a double fucking. Hold on a second. Let's see if it's completely broken.
I can pass.
Yeah. I'll just have to pass a message. I forgot.
Right. I don't want to give the message to anybody who isn't Saragosa. I want to confirm that it is Saragosa before we deliver that message.
There we go. Doesn't look as if it's
Right.
totally
I missed that one entirely. Unfortunately, I didn't get to it in time. Is there any way of slowing it down a bit?
There might be, but I would need to watch the video again to find out.
Right.
Could you repeat that last one?
Yeah.
Yes, just the last half. Oh, hold on, I'll just do the whole thing. But there will be a couple of misspellings in here, just because there are occasions when double letters would appear, and that thrusts things out. So
Right.
occasionally, you will just have to accept the fact that there should have been two of them letters and there wasn't. So it's
Okay.
can pass.
Pass a message on.
Pass a message. Yeah, that'll be what it is. Yeah.
Yes, it was. I can pass a message on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll not bother typing it since you've worked it out.
Okay.
Wait before anybody says anything else. There's something I think we should check first, because we should be careful who we're passing messages to.
Oh yeah. Yes, completely.
Yeah.
And like Morg already doesn't trust these things to start with,
Mhm.
but who are you to this place?
Good
That's
question.
not like to ask their name, because we already know their name. But like, are they like a butler, something, a maid, whatever,
Did you live here?
Hold on. She's
Sorry.
already asked one question.
Beg your
Right, it
pardon.
looks like the thing's broken again.
Oh.
So I'll just have to nip out.
Broken it.
Yeah.
That's because me, the non-believer, got in there.
No, I'm going to
I'm
have to
going
come
to have to
out
pop to
and
the bathroom at this point. Bear
right,
with
you
me.
are,
You carry on.
restart the APIs. Yeah, but if people can wait till one question's been answered before asking the next one, otherwise.
Right, so I didn't realise that every question or statement or whatever would be answered. I was sometimes taken like no response as being no response.
Okay.
It's an out of character no response, not an in character no response.
Yeah, I'll tell you if you get no response. Yeah.
Great, okay.
So that seems to have restarted the. Seems to have restarted the API. So let's find out. So launching the game again. Launching the game very, very slowly. Okay, so Louise, could you repeat the question, please?
Who are you to this place?
Okay, so I'll just type the answer and submit.
Oh, here we got a AST.
I was the first
It's because. Oh, okay.
mistress.
Ah, right, okay.
The first mistress.
Mhm.
Are you Saragosa's wife? Oh my god. Is the current mistress your descendant?
Sorry, you broke up a bit. There's the current mistress.
Is the current mistress your descendant?
Did you miss the answer there? Did you not say?
No,
it?
no,
No.
she said yes.
She said yes. Yeah.
Why did they try to kill us?
Okay, this is going to take a while. Hold on a second. So, okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Submit.
Oh, great.
Ah, shit. Double letter again.
Louise, what was it? I didn't.
The demon is, and then it stopped.
The demon.
Let's see if that broke the API. No, it didn't. Brilliant.
RONG.
Strong.
The demon is strong.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's not called Morton.
Did they summon the demon?
Fuck's sake, the API has broken again.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not gone back to the corner.
Alright, so exit game. There is a way to stop those double letters breaking it. It's just quite long-winded, so I'll know for future.
So I take it this is a basically it's animated based on an input that you put into it.
Yes. Yeah, it's an API script
just-
that runs the animation.
Through the letters.
Yeah. So you get several. Hold on, orange game. It takes ages to set up because every letter has to have a reference for the API to take it to that. But you also set one up for yes, one up for no, one for reset, one for goodbye. And then what is actually recommended is set up 2 for each letter, so that if you get a double letter, it'll go to the first one and then the second one.
First, second, yeah.
Is there no sort of direct input method whereby you can control the planchette?
Oh yeah,
And
spell out message. Which is, I
Yeah.
type it in. That's why I need a little bit of time when you ask us a question. It's not yes or no.
No, sorry. What I meant was, can you not take hold of it with your mouse and drag it to where you want it to be?
Do you know I could, and I didn't think of that.
Is
Well,
that because you've always
fuck
been
you
told
for
not
being
to put
smarter
your
than me.
hands in a week ago?
I am only trying to help.
No, that yes, I could have done that. I just didn't think of it.
Oh,
Sorry,
did
Louise. What
that-
were you saying?
I said, is that not just because you've been told never to put your hands on a Ouija board?
Yeah, let's go
So-
with that.
You know the previous messages that we had last session, yeah? Did they fail to actually fire correctly? Because we seem to get incomplete information.
The granddaughter one did, yes, because the double D broke the API.
Ah, right. So it was supposed to be granddaughter,
It was, yeah.
because we only saw grand.
That spun us off into so much crack theory over the last week because we only got the grand.
And
Well,
it was
you
more
can't
enjoyable because of it.
Yeah, because this is a supernatural event, and these things are not perfect. You can just assume that the link to the spirit world was broken in the middle of the contact.
It wasn't the Wi-Fi.
It wasn't the Wi-Fi, yes. Which is largely a link to the spirit world, as far as I can tell.
A great name
Well,
for an off-license liquor store or whatever you want to call it. It's the Spirit World.
Spirit world, yes.
Oddly, if it was a wired connection, it would be closer to the spirit world because it's through the ether net.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay, so anybody got any more questions?
Yes, all the questions. Did they summon the demon?
It goes 42.
No.
Right.
Did
We have-
Saragosa make a bargain with the demon?
Oh
Yes.
my god.
It's an unpaid debt. That's what is going on.
Right, well done. How can we free them from the demon?
Okay, there's going to be a double
Slay the
word here,
demon.
so just give me a second to figure out.
Well, just drag it to where it
Oh,
needs
actually,
to be.
yes. Sorry, Sean, you've just answered it.
What? I didn't hear what he said.
Well, you don't
So-
have to because it's coming up in a second.
Okay.
Okay.
We need to go Slayer, Angel of Death on it.
See, I
In
was
the
going to
name
put
of-
in
in the
kill
name
the
of kill
demon,
all
which
we
would have
shall.
broken the API. What was when Sean said Slayer, I was like, yes, of course. Saved by a thesaurus.
I've got another one.
Uh-huh.
Who is in the lab?
Who was
No,
in
no, who is in the outfield?
Sorry, who was in the lab?
Yeah, who was in the lab? Because like the guy last week was like, oh, maybe you could go check out the lab, and then the woman was like, no, about
Who's
it.
in Saragosa's old workshop? Is the
Yeah, lab workshop, something like that.
the basement?
I've got another question for
Answer
after
to
this one.
coming.
Which lab? As in the lab in the manor or the lab in the tower?
The one here, I would have
The
assumed.
basement.
And pedantic. Pussy.
Well, see if you can narrow it down to get an answer to that.
Who is in the lab in the tower?
Okay, just give me a second.
Is this been the more than one lab in this tower?
Well,
Could
we
be.
know of another lab in another
I
Caladan
don't know,
residence.
but you know, I
Am
would
I?
have.
Answer coming.
Many labs. Okay. Right.
Let me get
In
that.
in the tower. Yes. Okay. Right. Different question. Who is the second handwriting in spellbook number 3?
Oh shit. God, now I've got to look that up. Hang on a second. Spellbook number 3. So
The one with the 2 handwritings in it,
yeah.
where it changes part way through, and it was the same handwriting as the scrolls, the Death Arcana scrolls in the Manor laboratory.
The same as the Death Arcana scrolls.
Yes, we've never had an answer to it.
Are you sure it was the same?
You said it was.
Did you? I thought I said it wasn't.
Oh. Okay. Well, then I have another question after then.
Okay, I just need to find the name.
What we do know is that there's
Hold on, I've got
a
a better
separate.
idea. Hang on.
Scab would not have it.
It might have, yeah.
Oh, you are.
I don't need to remember the name if I can remember the relationship. There you go.
What was said there, Louise? I missed the start.
It went a bit too fast for me. It was OURS, and then I missed the rest.
Owen,
O-N.
O
N.
our son.
U
Our
R
son, yeah, that was
S. Right, our son. Okay.
Question is, are you the wife of Saragosa?
Yes, we already established.
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Alright.
she is. Yeah,
Alright.
she already said. Who is the handwriting on the Death Arcana scrolls that were left in the laboratory at the manor?
There's 2 labs in the manor as well.
The demon.
Demon.
Oh, of course.
That would make sense on the Death Arcana, I guess.
That's what he did. He did a deal with the demon
Bring his
to
brother back.
right.
Which obviously wasn't as promised because it was flawed
Mm-hmm.
in that respect.
What is the name of the demon?
If this table cracks.
I'm expecting it to go on fire.
But you had to ask that one. I was going to say something else, but anyway.
Well, you ask it first because I've got to look the name of the demon up. So you
Well,
ask your
well,
question and we'll just assume they
it's
arrived
not.
in the
It's
upload.
it's not a question.
Okay.
It's more of a Leftwin is now at rest.
No, that's the message that we're definitely not telling them until we know for a fact we're talking to Saragosa, yeah?
No, but did he not have a special message that Leftwin told us to give to his brother?
He did.
Yeah, but the actual statement is not the message.
Okay.
Thing is, well, okay, how about we phrase it this way? Is Leftwin there? Ah,
So that was in answer to
thank
Sean.
you. Yeah. Is Leftwin there? Has he been there at all? Are you trapped?
Sort of.
Sort of. Right, so you're not in the afterlife. You're not at rest. Oh God.
Hold on, there's more to this.
I've put too many negatives into that question.
You did.
Are
Which is-
you
Hold on.
at rest? Sorry, beg your pardon. Sorry.
We came back
Came back to
to.
help.
Okay, go ahead.
Right, well, I think that kind of answers the question. So, are you at rest?
Okay, hold on.
Right. We will help you.
Just make sure I misspell will or it's going to break. And submit. Message coming.
And we will help you.
Is that a threat or a promise?
No, and we will help you.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's slightly ominous the way it's phrased.
We,
If
And
you're
we
not
will
careful, I'm going to
help
come along
you.
and assist.
or else
All right.
you better accept our help. Otherwise, it won't go well.
Hmm.
Did we get the demon's name? No.
Oh,
Yes,
that's right. Sorry, you
we're
asked.
still waiting on Bryan.
Sorry, yes, that's right.
I thought it was thank you, but,
It wasn't.
but I didn't see the T. I thought it was hanky you, and I thought, what hanky you? What's wrong?
It's a very polite demon. Demon of gratitude.
Every time you say its name, something happens.
I just need to look this up. I did make a note of it in my notes, so just give me a second. So,
If we have the true name of it, we can bind it.
theoretically, yep. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I've got a follow-up question for that.
So what are we going to do today? Oh, nothing. Just a simple binding of a demon lord, you know?
Put him in the cage.
So,
That's
you
right.
asked...
We've done it before.
Question?
Hold on.
Right, are we sort of going through more questions until you find? Oh,
D G A T H.
Dagoth.
Yeah.
Dagoth. Seriously,
Spooky sea guy.
Dagoth.
That would be Dagon, I think you're thinking of.
Oh yeah,
Louise.
fair enough.
Louise. Elder Scrolls
Oh
3.
no, that's why I know that name.
Yeah, Dagoth, the sixth
Yeah.
house.
But to be fair, Elder Scrolls did lift
Oh,
quite
yes.
a lot of stuff from D&D. So.
Absolutely, yeah. There's nothing new under the sun.
Hold on, actually, there's more.
You put any kind of random syllables together and there's more.
Yeah, because you know something else about them that you might as well just fold into that question. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, submit.
Grandson.
Oh. A grandson of Ayers.
Oh my god.
Doom, doom, doom.
Oh.
And on that note,
Oh.
we will leave it till next week. So, to those of you who've been watching the show, thank you very much. We'll see you again. I would say next week. We'll play next week, but we batch upload these because I have very poor broadband at the moment, which hopefully we'll be fixing soon. But at the moment, we'll be batch uploading them when I'm in the DH9 radio studio on a Monday morning and I get time. So we will see you in the next episode. I should probably have phrased it like that and saved an awful lot of waffle. Do take care, stay safe. We'll see you then, and good evening.